right, welcome into the show. Here we go. Just kidding. 96.5 The Fan, Dusty Likes, Bob Fesco, Mac Morey with you on a not Victory Monday for the Kansas City Chiefs. First time we've said that in, 15 weeks?
God, it's been a long time, man, since Christmas, right? Last year when they didn't have a victory. Well, I guess that would have been a Victory Wednesday because Christmas was a Tuesday last year, whatever the hell day Christmas was on last year. But, no Victory Monday today for the Chiefs, and the national media is taking a bath in Arrowhead tears, I guess, today with the way that the game went down. You were showing me some stuff this morning, and it's the national media. They're all ready to cancel the Chiefs for the rest of the season, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily like they're canceling the Chiefs. It's just more so you can tell that they had a lot of memes and stuff they've been writing for the last year or so that they can finally come out and release. I don't know if it's the word the kids use today quite often, which is cringe.
Right.
But I mean, Bleacher Report, right? Very respected source. We use them a lot in this business, a lot for this show. And they have a meme, and it's a cartoon, and it says, is it over? Taylor's version. And it's Josh Allen staring at Travis Kelce, crying, listening to an iPod, which didn't know those existed anymore. And he's got headphones in that are the old plug into the phone. So that's how old that meme's been stewing. And they released that yesterday. It's kind of like,
well, Aaron, that guy in New York, still wears those headphones, as you've seen before. So he's probably the last one. I didn't say his full name.
Did you say his
name?
If
I did say his full name, if you want to count it, I'll give you $20. I don't care. It means we're going out drinking. But I did see one. Do we need a ka-ching sign for that? Yeah.
We got $20. Look at Bob on a Monday.
All right, rolling through. I'll give it to you on a Monday. I'll buy you a cocktail at Smokehouse Barbecue the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. You got that.
He knows it's a loss. He knows what happens when you say his name. We're already up $20.
I'll take it.
Now we got $40 in the house.
Can I mention his name again for how good his team was yesterday?
If you want to put $20 back in it, we don't say that name.
No, we're done with that name. But also the Athletic / New York Times reassessing the AFC contenders. Are the Bills the best? And all of that nonsense.
Well, what do they say? If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Got to beat the best. And they beat the best yesterday, Buffalo did. And nothing changed. Literally nothing changed with the standings, with the hierarchy, with anything, with that loss yesterday. And so that's the good thing. The Chiefs still control absolutely everything. They still are in the exact same spot today as they were some 24 hours ago or a week ago after that Denver win. Right. They just got to go take care of business the rest of the way. And I would imagine based on yesterday's game, and I don't want to say yesterday's effort because that makes it like you're attacking them personally, but after yesterday's game, they're going to reassess some things as they always do, and they will use this loss as fuel to the fire, Dustman. And we'll see you in New Orleans in February.
I thought that, I always feel kind of different after certain losses.
Sure.
I didn't necessarily this was one of those ones where I don't know how to describe this, but it's kind of like when you and your buddies play bags, or you play beer pong or beer die or something like that, and it's competitive.
Yeah.
But your night doesn't change if you lose.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
I woke up today thinking man, that sucks. I really would have loved an undefeated season. But I go back, I think to myself, this wasn't about going perfect. This was about winning a three-peat.
Right.
To say they were going to go perfect was like giving me a Costco cake and a Dairy Cream cake at the same time for my birthday. I just need one of them. I don't need both. And yesterday's game, were there frustrations? Absolutely. Didn't really see some impactful players in that game. But again, it's not about the regular season. And like we had listened to Buffalo Bills fans, there were people saying, Capaccio's it's, lose-lose, right? If we win, everyone's like, sweet, we beat the Chiefs, but doesn't really matter.
Right.
Didn't see, like you sent me a text, didn't see a lot of apathy in the crowd last night. It was like a celebration. I mean, obviously your team wins, right? And the other thing that it reminds me of
there was no apathy for that game yesterday by Buffalo fans.
It was a well-desired bluff.
Right, yeah,
right?
It was a good poker face. Because you're setting yourself up. You had some injuries. Yeah. You're setting yourself up for a potential loss or something like that. So you want to say it's apathetic, it's a lose-lose, and then when you take your shirt off and put pasties on and you run around. Not that I did that on Saturday night, but anyway.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. And no, but so you look at that game, I look at the schedule, and I'm like, man, would you rather beat Buffalo and be 7-3, or would you rather lose to Buffalo and be 9-1?
Yeah,
you're 9-1.
Question, yeah.
You still have a game ahead of Buffalo, right? You're still a full game. that was just insurance for Buffalo, right?
Right.
They're at the blackjack table. They bet insurance on the ace the dealer had. We'll see if he flips it up and it's a jack. If he's got 21, they get the 1 seed.
Do you ever buy insurance in the black? No, it's one of the scam bets of all time.
No, you always play the poker hand.
Yeah.
It's a 9-1 odds. That way, if you get like, if it's like a poker hand for Texas Hold'em, you get 3 cards, flush, straight, whatever, you win 9-1 odds. But anyways, so that game, that's what that game is. That's why this game, I said it yesterday, this game does it for me. Because this is that battle between 2 equally talented teams, 2 quarterbacks that are really damn good. By the way, those are the 2 best in the game. Ain't nobody better than the
there's nobody better than those 2.
Those are the 2 best.
Yeah,
and
that conversation's over.
Oh, should be.
Yeah.
And that's why that game is that way. Like, not only that, but like both guys are bros. Both guys are super, super talented. All the history that's involved with Buffalo and Kansas City throughout time, right? Like our dads watch Joe Montana. They help us on the field. We watch Mahomes and Allen battle every single year. You pine for that game to happen again. And whether one team wins or one team loses, they each kind of get to go off on their own way. Buffalo, if I was somebody asking Buffalo questions right now, I'd be like, "Are you really sure you want to go into your bye this week?" Or
Yeah, right. You want to keep this thing going.
So they kind of have that stall out, which maybe they look at it as like, "That's the win we needed. That's where we go," or they're like, "Damn it, I want to keep going," because their schedule moving forward. I don't think Buffalo can lose again. Because I think Kansas City might have another hiccup on the schedule. They've got Houston and Pittsburgh as their 2 toughest teams.
Right.
And boys, Pittsburgh's showing a lot of grit.
They really are. Pittsburgh's a really good team. But Denver at the end of the year, they could be playing for a playoff berth as well.
Too.
And that's a tough one going to Denver at the end of the season, right?
And that's a tough one. We'll see if Bo can continue to keep going the way he's going. A very impressive win yesterday over an Atlanta team who I think is good, and they boat roast them.
30-6. I mean, it was an absolute destruction yesterday.
But here's Buffalo's next.
Max still thinks Caleb Williams is better than Bo Nix, by the way.
What a loser.
Caleb Williams hasn't thrown a touchdown pass since October.
Yeah, I don't make final judgments on rookies after 10 weeks. That's it.
Okay.
But if he was playing good, you'd be peacocking around here telling me, I told you Caleb Williams was good. You don't make decisions. We make decisions every minute in the NFL. Come on now.
Yeah, it's too much. No, that's what I'm saying. It's too recency bias.
Blocked field goals never happen in the NFL. It's lucky. Happened the very next week. Same exact situation.
My friend jinxed that. My friend jinxed that.
Dude, as soon as it happened, I looked at my buddy and I was like, I didn't think this stuff ever happened. He's like, yeah, well, technically it normally does.
It never does.
Back-to-back weeks.
It does until it does, and then you're aware to it, right? Then you're on the lookout for it.
It's like when you buy a new car, you're like, I never really noticed there's this many PT Cruisers on the road.
Yeah.
I don't see those cars anymore.
No, you don't. Yeah, those are gone,
Boy,
man.
did they have a run.
They really did for 5 minutes.
Oh, I mean, it was everywhere. It was a PT Cruiser, Cruiser.
Everybody. Do you even know what that is, Mac? A
those
PT
cars
Cruiser?
are bad, man. Built very badly.
Now I'm pretty sure a PT Cruiser is either a porn star's name or a way of facial hair. But this is Buffalo's next 3. They have a bye this week coming up. Niners, Rams, Lions. Okay, I don't know if you watched any of that Rams game. Matthew Stafford back, baby.
He's got his receivers back now.
Puka Nakua's back.
San Francisco's not back.
San Francisco.
I mean, look at that. That's the team we played in the Super Bowl. They're sitting at 5-5, trying to find their identity or what they are, holding on for dear life. And here are the Chiefs at 9-1, and everything is going for the most part the right way. But you take yesterday's game so much with just a grain of salt, really, when you look at it in the big picture, because quite frankly, it just doesn't matter in the big scheme of things. What matters most is how these 2 teams are going to play in January. And if you tell me they're not on a collision course again to match up in the AFC Championship game in January, then you haven't been paying attention. And I always look at games like that against Buffalo. That was a very vanilla game, I thought, by the Chiefs yesterday. I don't think they showed anything. I don't think they showed their hand at all. And they do this every year against the good teams in the regular season. They never show their hand, and then when they see them in the playoffs, it's a completely different game plan. Everything's different. Travis Kelce will be involved in the AFC Championship game. There will be a spy on Josh Allen in the AFC Championship game.
Was Kelce there yesterday?
I think he had 1 catch yesterday, right? Yeah, one catch.
2 for 7.
Was it 2? Did he have 2?
2 for
okay.
7, yeah.
But Noah Gray was the star yesterday. We will not see him in the AFC Championship game, I promise you.
I hope we do.
They will run the football in the AFC Championship game. Like yesterday was one of those games where the Chiefs, they don't show a lot when they face Buffalo, when they face Cincinnati, when they face this team, because they know they're going to be facing them again. Buffalo put it all on the line yesterday and got their Super Bowl championship. And, here we sit, man, as the Chiefs schedule gets a little bit easier, Buffalo gets a little bit tougher. But I think you're right, man. I don't think there's much room for a hiccup the rest of the way, quite frankly, for either of these teams.
No. Yeah, I'm just saying the next 3. Niners, Rams, Lions for Buffalo. Niners, Rams, Lions.
Are we going to hear that Lions game as a Super Bowl preview when that game rolls around in a
yeah.
couple of weeks, right?
Oh,
That'll
yeah.
be the Super Bowl preview game. What day is that game?
It's in 4 weeks.
It's in 4 weeks, okay, because I was thinking in 3 weeks we have Sunday Night Football, Chiefs and Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
If the Lions and Bills were the same week, would they have flexed?
No, it's the same week.
It is the same week.
Yeah, I was trying to get to it. Niners, Rams, Lions are the next 3 for Buffalo. The Chiefs' next 3 are Panthers, Raiders, Chargers.
But I think the Bills
have
have
the
the
bye.
bye.
That's right. So
Yeah.
the Bills, so
You're
they,
right.
they won't flex the Chiefs off to put the Bills Lions on something. That should have been a Sunday Night Football game anyway. At the original part of the season,
The Raiders
right?
game is Black Friday,
Yeah.
and then the Lions play the Packers that Thursday before the Chiefs play the Chargers that Sunday.
Right.
And then and it's 325 Bills Lions.
Bills Lions is 325
That means CBS probably was like, we want this game like they had the Chiefs and the Bills this week, because the Sunday night game that week is Packers Seahawks.
But there is still, unless they protected that one, right? There's still an opportunity. I think you have to flex 11 days out or something like that. So there's plenty of time to flex that sucker. I'm surprised they're not crawling all over each other to find a way to flex that thing out of Sunday Night Football and move the Lions and Bills in. But maybe that is a protected game like yesterday's was.
Right. But no, I mean, again, like I said, at the start of this whole banter, I looked at that loss as that one sucks, but my mind doesn't change.
No.
Like, you still have the number 1 seed. You still control yourself. And then this time of the season, that's the best thing to do.
Absolutely.
Be the one that controls it. Don't rely on other teams to lose, because when you need them to, they don't. And when you don't expect them to, they do. And you don't want to have that sort of mindset moving forward. You lose. It is what it is. You play Carolina next week. Then you play the Raiders. Then you play the Chargers. That Chargers game is going to be bananas.
Yep.
Luckily, you've already gone on the road and won that game in their house. Now you get to play it at Arrowhead.
Now you play it here.
So you go on the road one more time in Carolina. You get a little breather. And then you get to come home for 2 weeks straight and try to wrap up the AFC. So we'll see where they go. Again, Buffalo, good team.
Good team. Very good team. We'll see you in January. It's going to be fun, right?
Yeah. You think Rob Britton's happy today?
Well, I see a big Buffalo supporter this morning.
He predicted Buffalo on the Insta page.
Well, good
on
for
the Insta.
What? But why be happy with a loss? Like I would have loved to seen this team go undefeated and do things nobody else has done. Right?
I think you're happy for one reason, because of this.
You can use it as fuel. I mean, like I said, it's a good football team, so nothing to hang your head on. I'm losing to them, but we feel like we can play better. So we'll get back to work and try to use this as a spark so that we can be a better football team in the end. And the undefeated thing was cool, but that's not our ultimate goal. So we'll keep building towards that.
There you go.
I'm hoping that it is a benefit. I mean, I'm not going to say we were relaxed, but at the same time, I feel like we were just coming away with these wins at the end of the game, and I think it's going to spark us to have more urgency, especially at the start of football games, especially with the offense, and that comes from me, and turning the ball over on the first drive is something you can't do in big games like this, and so the hope is that this is a spark for us, that we can play better football going throughout the rest of the regular season. And
they won't lose a game again this year. There it is. They will not lose a game again this year. Patrick Mahomes is now officially dialed in.
Bob Fesco, McMurray, Dusty Leggins will reflect on that on the other side, as if this could be a spark for something that a lot of you fans want. Plus, let's hear from you. 913-586-7965. I want to hear it. Come on.
Phone lines are open. Let's go.
Watch it on the Twitch. Watch it on the TV. Listen to it on the radio. Talk. Have your take. We'll take it on the other side. 913-586-7965. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan. Your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, we've got the holidays coming up, and that means you're probably going to have people in from out of town. The family's looking for things to do this holiday season. Take them bowling, because the weather's going to start to turn. It's going to be cold. You don't want to be outside, so go into the newest, coolest, funnest venue. I know funnest isn't a word, but for bowling it is. The best activity you can do inside, and that is KC's funkiest sports entertainment venue off of 435 and State Line, and that is Foaling. You can check them out because it's football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. It's bowling with a football. You're going to set up the bowling pins. You're going to throw the football at them. The first one to knock them all down wins, and you are the champion. Re-rack them and play again. And they've got a bunch of great cocktails that you can get at their world-class bar, and it's the perfect spot for a party as well, whether it's your kid's birthday party, whether you're doing a work party, whether you're doing a celebration of some kind, because you can bring your own food, whether it's pizza, barbecue, it doesn't matter. Bring what you want to Foaling and have yourself a great party. Everybody's going going to love it. Guys, gals, older, younger, kids. It's perfect for everyone. So check out Foaling at FoalingKC.com. You can reserve a lane there at FoalingKC.com or on all social media platforms at FoalingKC and get your foal on.
Neighbors getting new roofs due to hail damage this year? Then you're a likely candidate for a new roof, too. Century Roofing, voted best roofing company in Johnson County 3 years straight, is giving back this holiday season. For all roof repair and replacement contracts signed before the end of the year, Century Roofing will donate a portion of proceeds to benefit Operation Breakthrough, which helps KC kids in need. Visit CenturyRoofingKC.com for an inspection today. That's CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said Maraca, senor, but his nose said, hey, freshest scent ever. Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing. Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads, way fresher than detergent alone.
You hear that? That's the sound of another year counting down. Another year missing your revenue goal. Another year wondering why your marketing isn't more effective. Another year worried about next year. The clock is ticking, but you still have time. Time to contact the experts at Scale Marketing. Scale Marketing is a full-service marketing agency who is expert in lead generation and revenue growth. How expert? Our clients see an average of 20% growth in the first year alone, with sustained growth from there. It's all part of our process. From your traditional marketing to social media to paid search, we'll take a forensic approach, digging deep to find the root problems in your marketing strategy. Then we'll fix them fast. At Scale Marketing, we can't stop the clock, but we can change your company's future. Find out how you can make your marketing budget work harder and drive more revenue. Contact us at scalemarketing.com. That's scalemarketing.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Shop early, save big, all month long during Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Right now, get select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees starting at just $59.98. Don't wait to save. Shop these deals today, in-store or online, because Lowe's knows deals. Discount taken at time of purchase while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this. If something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metro Ford. Online at kcmetroford.com.
Want more from your dealership? At Metro Ford, every new vehicle comes with a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. Family owned, just 10 minutes from downtown and packed with unbeatable value. Drive smarter. Only at Metro Ford. Online at kcmetroford.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, 35 northbound before Front Street with an accident in the right lane. That's keeping things slow coming out of downtown. Heading the other direction, 35 southbound moving well. Trip from Missouri 152 to downtown, still 12 minutes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
It just takes some time. Everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. Sometimes you lose, and that's okay. But hopefully you can take some things from this game. And that's what we led with into the tease of the break. My buddy Kevin was like, man, you can't not care and not have a spark. I'm like, I didn't say I didn't care about the loss. I said the loss doesn't affect me in the way that maybe some people are like, man, I'm worried. But I'm loving this positivity today from the text line.
Good. That's where it should be.
A lot of people, here's one, not worried. Can't blame Buffalo for celebrating a midseason championship. They've never experienced a real trophy.
Right.
Nice text.
Mm-hmm.
Nice text.
Sure.
You know, a lot of people, hey, it's, you're going to have these things. You got to address some certain things. You got to, exactly. You, like a game, you've got to make second half adjustments. Chiefs will do that.
Kind of like life, too. It reminds me a lot. You got to make second half adjustments in life as you move along. And no.
You got to talk about something?
No, I'm good. No, not me in particular. I'm just saying, like, everything, you've got to make it. Like, if you just stay the same, it's like you're never going to grow. You're never going to get better. And, I always go back to, like, when Bill Self would lose a basketball game at KU, which doesn't happen all that much, right? And he would laugh about it and say, I've been telling these guys all along they need to do this, and they don't listen to me because we keep winning games. Sometimes you lose a game and then all of a sudden it clicks and then you find yourself running on 10 in a row or whatever the case may be, and that could be the case here with these guys. Hey, we've been telling Wanye Morris to like get out of his stance and block somebody for the last couple of weeks, and it just hasn't worked out. Maybe this is the wake-up call, or maybe defensive backs, you get a wake-up call there, or whatever the case may be. I'm sure there's something that Andy Reid has kind of been preaching all week, or not all week but all year, that nobody's really grasping onto, and then you have a loss. Andy can come in there on a day like today and go, see, I told you guys all along, if you would have listened to me, you probably would have won that game. So it's all how you utilize that loss. And as we've seen from the Chiefs, they hardly ever let one loss become two and, become a losing streak or anything like that. They're good at using these losses and taking the positives and learning from them and growing from them. And sometimes you do have to stub your toe, because this happens seemingly every year with this. It sucks. Wait till you get kids and you're stepping on Lego.
I've already done it.
Oh, my God.
Arch of the foot.
Oh, God, it's terrible.
I've never said more cuss words consecutively. I've been on the air for a couple months now, and I've said more cuss words stepped on a Lego than I have.
It's the worst. It is absolutely the worst. Middle of the night, or the dog pukes and you step in a pile of puke in the middle of the night or something like that. Like we all, it happens.
I'd rather done that than watch the Paul Tyson fight.
Oh, God, and we'll get into that grift. I mean that was the ultimate grift on America and the world, right? Oh, it is. It applies. It really does to that thing. I mean, my wife wakes me up at like 11:30. Hey, oh man, you're sleeping. Wake up. Tyson's about ready to fight. And then I saw what I saw, and I'm like, why did you wake me up for this thing? But, every year the Chiefs seemingly suffer a loss, and then they rebound. The Tennessee game in 2019 where, we all know about that one. The Raider bus game, the Raider Christmas Day game. Like, you could even go back to the Cincinnati game that they lost at the beginning of December early on when nobody knew Cincinnati was good. They lose a game the rest of the way until Cincinnati at the end of the year in that AFC Championship game. So they always suffer one of these losses, and they always rebound from them, and they always figure it out. There's always one of those games on the schedule you look at and go, damn, what were you doing there? And I think you look at that Buffalo game and you probably say, what the hell were they doing there? And I know exactly what they were doing there. They were playing their vanilla game plan because of the postseason's coming up, and you don't want to show anything to Buffalo that could give them an advantage coming up in January. So I don't feel bad today. It's a loss. You're 9-1. Everything is still good, and you have the opportunity now to rebound from this loss. And hearing what we did from Patrick Mahomes in the last segment, like, that dude's now dialed in, and sometimes he needs to be dialed in as well. As great as he is, sometimes you take things for granted, and he threw an interception on the first possession of the game, and that kind of got things going in the wrong way, and then you're chasing possessions after that the entire way. So you don't throw an interception, you go down and get a touchdown or a field goal in that situation, maybe we're talking about a different ball game as well. Who knows, right?
Let's be fair, Buffalo's a better team yesterday.
They were absolutely the better team yesterday. That's okay in November. You want to be the better team in January.
4th and 2, you're gonna have somebody spying Josh Allen, and you let him run right up the middle and score a touchdown.
That was a hell of a run by Josh Allen, and nobody gave him the opportunity to stop him.
Well, I think they just wanted him to score as quickly as possible to get the ball back. I think that was why the last two tackles were like, meh.
Yeah, or they were business decisions.
Man, what did I tell you guys last week? What did I tell you? I was like, it's going to be 3rd and 2, whatever it is.
Every third.
Josh Allen's going to sit back. He's going to have an all go, and you know he's going to take off. And throughout the game, he hadn't really done it.
Yeah.
Now, they had the design run early in the game where he just snapped it and just went right up. But, I mean, so it happens when you're 6'5", 250.
Now, let me ask you guys.
You can just
go ahead, finish up.
I'm just saying. And then at the very end of the game, 4th and 2, play of the game, Josh Allen snaps the ball, everybody goes, no spy.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to have, that's a hiccup there, man. You got to have that.
You got to have that. And January will come around, and there will be a spy on that. Because, Mac, you can do the research on this or however you want to handle it, or just take my opinion for fact. Has Steve Spagnuolo ever been beaten twice by somebody in the same season? Because I go back to the Giants lost that game against the Patriots in their undefeated season, beat their ass in the Super Bowl.
What, this is 3rd year?
Here in Kansas City?
Or is this, no. This is like his 4th
No,
or 5th
he came
year.
in 2020 was his first year.
This is 4th or 5th year.
So 20, 21, 22, 23, this is his 5th season in Kansas City. Did they lose to anybody in the regular – I guess Cincinnati they did that one year where they lost in the regular season in December and then lost in the AFC Championship game. But other than that, you lose in the regular season, they figure it out. They know what they did, quote-unquote, wrong and what they'll do differently, and that's where Steve Spagnuolo really excels. If you can do that to Tom Brady in a 17-0 season with a team that isn't as good as this team is now, because I don't think the 07 Giants are as good as this version of the Kansas City Chiefs, Steve Spagnuolo figured it out, shut down Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. That's what Steve Spagnuolo does. Okay, we got a little bit of a look-see. We use that regular season game. Okay, fine. We got what you're going to do. You didn't see anything we're going to do, and we're going to throw a completely different defense at you when we see you in January. So it's not like Spags loses a game, guys, and you see them again in the postseason. I can only think of one time where he didn't get revenge over that team.
No, yeah, Buffalo wins, right? A lot of streaks in. The 15 straight games without a loss, that ends 9-0 or the undefeated season, that's gone.
Yeah.
Not allowing 30 points or more since the Super Bowl against Philadelphia, that's gone.
Yep.
So I take a lot of what happened yesterday. And look, I applaud the Bills, man. Great game.
Yeah.
Great game from Buffalo. Josh Allen's a dog, dude.
He secured the MVP yesterday, right?
Dude's a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guy is doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Had a lot of guys out. Buffalo won. Congratulations. Here's the big difference. Both of these teams are different in January.
Yeah.
Because Buffalo knows they had a bye week. They know they had other weeks to rely on. They know that they can control stuff. But when the playoffs start, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Like last year, how are you feeling around this time last year with the Chiefs? You're like, man, I don't know. They keep dropping passes. They're inconsistent. They got to figure this thing out. And then
the playoffs hit, they were a completely different team.
And it's over.
It was done.
I think that's kind of why a lot of people have the same mindset today that maybe you and I have, where like, yeah, I'd rather be sitting here talking about 10-0, like Patrick Mahomes said.
Would
Yeah,
love
like,
it, yeah.
you know, the regular season undefeated, like that thing's cool. But the real identity of this team was winning a three-peat, and that's what they want to be known for. That's what they want to be seen as. So for the first time of this year, we have writing in red instead of green because Buffalo is victorious 30-21. The other thing that this thing reminds me of when we talk about sparking it up or getting to something is maybe the Chiefs kind of start leaning towards what was the national narrative, which is, yeah, this team always seems to win just close games, and we want to be a little bit more comfortable. Totally believe that. I don't think that they necessarily are like, yeah, they're right. We're barely winning. I think that they still know they're winning the games. But, I mean, you look at how everybody else is playing in the season compared to the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, Baltimore just got beat by Pittsburgh. Didn't look like a good team to me yesterday. Right. Pittsburgh looked like a better team, even though Pittsburgh made mistakes.
And didn't score a touchdown.
That's right. Yeah. Went against Chris Boswell in fantasy. 29 points. And you watch this game against Buffalo, and you think to yourself, okay, Buffalo's good. Buffalo's a team. And then it's like, who else out there is going to be one of those teams come the playoffs? And I think that's where the Chiefs can realize, okay, here's what we haven't been doing right. Here's what we need to do now, because how we've been doing it just got us beat by 9. Like they had 9, the run, whatever. But either way, they were down in the fourth quarter with a chance, and you saw what Buffalo is doing. Buffalo is, they know the recipe. We cannot give Mahomes the football with any amount of time left in the fourth quarter late, or we're not going to be able to do this. We're going to have to go for 2 more often, or we're going to have to go for it on 4th down more often than we like, which is what they've been doing.
Yep.
They knew they had to do that. I love the play calling. Buffalo has done this before, but where nobody else seemingly knows how to do it is when it matters.
Right.
So the Chiefs will take this loss. They will regroup. Last year's loss was different narrative than this year's loss. Last year's loss was, okay, that was embarrassing. We're at the bottom of the barrel in the basement. We got to figure this out, or we're not going to have a run in the playoffs.
Last year's loss made it feel like they were done, right? Like this little run was over, and it's time to reassess some things,
it was almost like an ego check, and I don't know if that was necessarily the right term to use there, but it was almost like a team gut check moment. Whereas this loss is kind of like, okay, we need to add a few things, but you're getting Isaiah Pacheco back, right? You're going to have it. You're going to have
now.
You're going to have 2 guys in the backfield that now you can lean on, because it is apparently obvious that Kareem Hunt is taxed.
No doubt.
Since he's been with the Chiefs, I think he has the most carries in the NFL.
Yeah,
he's taxed, man.
He's getting, that's why you need 2 running backs.
You get the 2 backs set back. You get a kind of an easy breeze against Carolina, where again you don't have to show a whole lot.
You don't, but don't take it like that.
I'm not taking it as like a free space on a bingo card.
Right.
But that's not Buffalo.
Right.
Right. It is a noon game on the same coast as you've already been on, so you'll fly back, fly there. Right. Not as so much north, but either way you're going to Carolina. But I look at this game as like one of those, like, okay, guys, here's what we need. Left tackle is an issue. Got to figure out how we can make this like not as bad as it is. We're not going to probably find somebody off the street that's going to be anybody better, so we're stuck with this, and we got to figure out how to make this a thing. On defense, we got to figure out some secondary options because we've got some injuries we got to get over, but we got to figure out things here. I trust Spags. I trust Andy. I trust this team, and I know this team is a little bit petty because I've seen it before.
Oh, God,
and they're taking this loss, and they're going to add to that thing, and they're going to move forward, and I'm interested to see where this team goes because, again, we said a couple weeks ago they had 2 games left that were tough on the schedule outside of Buffalo, and that was Houston and Pittsburgh. You got to think about Denver. You got to think about the Chargers.
Yeah, no, you got some tough games left. I mean, Buffalo has 2 against New England and the Jets. That's their final 3 games. New England, Jets, New England. That's how they're going to wrap up the season.
And they play Rams, Niners, Detroit.
So you got to take care of business before Buffalo gets to those final 3 weeks of the season because ain't nobody in New England or the Jets playing for anything. Once the calendar flips to 3 weeks to go in the season and you're right in the middle of the holidays and everybody's dealing with the holiday issues that everybody deals with. So Buffalo is going to have the opportunity to play 2 games against New England who suck, and then the Jets who really suck. So those are their final 3 games. You've got to take care of business. You can't leave it up to those final 3 games and say, well, maybe they'll lose. No, they won't. You've got to take care of your own business. But I think, the left tackle situation could be resolved by getting Isaiah Pacheco back. And what I mean by that is you start running inside and in between the tackles and utilizing your run game. The run game can now become a strength for you because Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt can rotate. You can keep guys fresh. You can keep the running game moving. And you don't have to worry about Patrick Mahomes having to drop back every single time and have that pressure come from the left side. Inside handoff, beat the pressure, beat the rush, because every one of these teams has good rush ends. They can get upfield. They can get to the quarterback. How do you counteract that? Hand the ball to the running back. Let him run straight ahead. Don't worry about the left tackle spot. So you can start to scheme around that now and have a better opportunity to scheme around it once Isaiah Pacheco is back, and now you have a 2-headed monster at that running back position. So I think that's how they're going to do that, because you're right. Who the hell are you going to get on the 17th or whatever today is of November that's any better than what you have at that left tackle spot? I know some people want different because different is new and unique, but different doesn't always mean better at this point in time. I mean, so you don't really have the options out there, so you're going to have to change some things up to make sure that left tackle spot is not a glaring weakness, and that, to me, comes from running the ball inside the tackles.
6th season for Spags. I still want to try his spaghetti and meatballs. Dr. Magenstein, how do you feel on a Monday after that game?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, this is fine. It's fine. They kept a lot of things close to their vests. Couldn't get it done when they mattered. Felt like they left too much meat on the bone early on in the game, especially starting off with that interception.
Yeah, that one sucked.
Very, very frustrating.
Because you received, and now all of a sudden you gave away your possession 3 plays in.
Is that the key to beat the Chiefs? Is you win the coin toss?
You win the coin toss, defer, and then intercept on the first drive. Yeah, I think it like
damn good.
Seriously
start.
though, that's like
go 3 and out.
All this has to go for Buffalo. Like I would have rather had the 3 and out. You punt it, you put it downfield as opposed to where they got the ball. Right?
That, right?
He was falling forward, but like why throw? Just
because he had a guy open. I think he had
it was wide open.
Yeah,
and I think the hit caused it to go. So I don't necessarily fully blame that on Mahomes.
Yeah,
either make that throw or take the sack. Yeah,
and then the other question I have for you, Mac, is who's at fault on the Worthy play? Was it Worthy or is it Mahomes on the throw?
like it could have been a better throw, yes, but at the end of the day, that
like,
is still an Xavier Worthy.
I mean, is it okay if we nitpick Mahomes every once in a while?
Yeah, it should be a better ball. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but also too, like this is like now the second or third time that Worthy doesn't know where the sidelines are, right? Like,
agreed.
So
and he didn't need to throw it to the sideline either. To the other point with Mahomes,
Yeah, combination of both. But I think receivers are so good now at getting their feet down inbounds. Like
you got to work on that.
You got to do better than that. So that's a couple plays in a row or a couple of weeks in a row now where Worthy is kind of like, what is going on here with Xavier Worthy and not knowing where the boundaries are or forgetting. And there is this good possibility, and this goes back to coaching and reminding him. You're not in college anymore. Yeah. 1 foot doesn't count. No. 1 foot does not count in the NFL. You've got to get both feet down. And so he needs to kind of have, repetition of finding a way to get both feet in bounds.
Very Mahomes-like, too, to take the blame on that after the game and say, hey, that's on me. I got to throw him in bounds. There's a lot of room there.
You know who doesn't do that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
No, I know exactly who doesn't do that. Joe Burrow.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can't say the gentleman's name anymore.
No.
Keep my name out your mouth.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, and then from the fantasy aspect, I know this kind of ties in with your show, which you won't have one this week because it's a noon game, but moving forward.
Yep.
Pacheco and Hunt, how do you see that kind of tandem going? Because I feel like that's going to be more of like, I don't see Kareem Hunt playing much against Carolina if Pacheco's ready. But then I also debunk that statement because it's like, why would you give a guy who's been out so long a full load of carries?
Yeah, I imagine it's more like the 5 to 10 carries for Pacheco. Start him off easy, get him a couple different looks, maybe pass to him once, get him a pass pro.
Then he has a couple of big runs, and then all of a sudden it's Isaiah Pacheco, 37 carries.
And then the next week,
game,
exactly.
Right? That's kind of the way it's going to be.
I agree.
But I think going forward, just based on what we've seen in the past when they've had 2 running backs, you're going to split the carries in this. And I know, again, fantasy owners get mad at this kind of stuff. I don't care. It's about making this team better, and having a fresh Isaiah Pacheco and a fresh Kareem Hunt for the home stretch is exactly what we need, because I think there's going to be a lot more running the football this year because, again, we go back to these defensive ends. What team doesn't have good defensive ends that can get upfield and get after the quarterback at this point in time, right? So you've got to counteract that. Get them coming upfield. You go the opposite way with the running game. You're going to need to have fresh running backs. You're going to need to have fresh legs, and you're going to need Isaiah Pacheco. They're going to rely heavily on him going down the stretch. And, injury and a blessing, if you will, taking all that stress, all that pressure of the regular season off. You were able to go out and get Kareem Hunt, and now you've got a fresh Isaiah Pacheco coming back. That's a big add, in my opinion.
Massive. And as much of a savior as Kareem Hunt has been for this team, and as consistent as he is, you saw his longest run yesterday. It was his first quote-unquote explosive run of the season.
17 yards.
17 yards. Pacheco is going to rip those off so much more often. He's just got the burst.
Yeah, it's good to have him back, and now you can mix it up a little bit from a running game standpoint. Gives you another weapon, and you're going to be set up just fine, man. You're going to be set up just fine.
Charles Omenihu's needed as well.
Yeah. Well, that Uche, what is his name?
Where's he at?
Where's Josh Uche?
I thought Uche was traded from New England to here.
Yeah, I don't. Really
Should we have known that Andy was just going to go full Worthy against Buffalo right off the shoot? Like, thank you for the draft pick.
Right.
Here's what you passed up on. Like, I tweeted that out. I was like, I should have known the whole time. Like, Worthy was going to be the guy because, dude, they used him so much on that first drive.
Yeah, well, that's the way they should utilize
second drive, I should say.
That's the way they should utilize him. Quick passes, get him the football, let him run, man. Like, that was a good use of Xavier Worthy. Now, again, if he knows field and where he's supposed to be, that's Mahomes being a veteran leader, too, saying, I should have thrown that ball better. Like, you got to get both feet in bounds, bro.
I'll tell you what, though, one thing he did solidify with that loss is that is the rivalry in the NFL.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It is.
Pittsburgh and Baltimore, Kansas City, Buffalo, Bears, Packers.
That's too one-sided right now.
2,100 days since the Bears.
I was just saying, they haven't won in 10 years.
2,100 days.
I just saw that on Twitter.
They haven't won in 10 years. That blocked field goal into that kept that going.
That kept that going. I knew it was a stretch. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, because right before he kicked it, I think it was Brady doing that game.
Yeah, Brady was definitely on that game.
He was like, Bears going for their first win in 10 years.
And
blocked.
Scene.
Way to go, Tom. Welcome to Announce.
Do we have the audio of both the Bears and the Packer call of that one, please?
Sure
I'd like to get it. But Jim Nantz said to start the broadcast, he goes, this is the best rivalry of this time. And he's correct. And I think this Bills-Chiefs rivalry, I think it's the perfect rivalry that we have right now. You got the teacher versus the pupil, right? We all like that, right? Mr. Miyagi versus, Daniel LaRusso. You got two of the stars in the most important roles out there, right? The two biggest stars in the NFL.
The two best at that position.
The two best at that position, the two biggest stars, the two most important people you could say in the NFL from a player standpoint are playing against each other. Each side wins. It's no dominance. Like 2,100 days, that's not a rivalry.
No.
That's an ass kicking. Postseason games, you play in the postseason, with these two teams.
Right.
You have legendary games, legendary moments between the two. And I think the one thing that really takes this rivalry to the next level is that true fan respect that everybody has for each other in this one. I think the Chiefs fans respect Buffalo fans and vice versa. You saw Chiefs fans at the game yesterday. I had some friends at the game yesterday. A number of people actually I knew that went to that game yesterday for whatever reason. Good job out of you to go to Buffalo and see a game. But it's that mutual respect. Like you finish that game, you shake hands with your friends that are Buffalo fans, and you call it a day and you move on. We'll say see you in January. Like
Exactly.
It's the perfect rivalry.
I think
man.
they all say it. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we'll see you in January. It's the perfect rivalry.
We need tequila if we do it again in the playoffs. I don't know if Miller Lite's going to be able to do it for that one. But either way, we'll get there when we get there. Coming up on the other side, there's a way for you to save money, and there's also a way to listen to our overreactions on a Monday. Bob Fesco, McMurray, Dusty Likens. You are listening to 96.5 The Fan. It is your home for Kansas City sports.
Fesco and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Fellas, ladies too, it's Dusty Likens from 96.5 The Fan, and I know we all know that the holiday season is coming up. We already are seeing Christmas ads. We already forget about November's big holiday and Thanksgiving. So that's what I'm here to do, to remind you about my friends at Diamonds Direct. If this is the year, fellas, that you're going to get down on one knee and do it, go talk to my friends Angie and David at Diamonds Direct, and they'll set you up. Ladies, if you're looking to get your boyfriend or your fiance or your husband a very nice watch, or maybe you want to get him a necklace or something like that in that field, go to Diamonds Direct. It's literally in Leawood, Kansas. It's at 4500 West, 119th Street. The store is beautiful, bright, it's clean. Everyone that works there is nice. They welcome you in. Look, they know you're about to spend some money on something that you care about, so they treat you with care at Diamonds Direct. So again, pop in, say hi to my friends Angie and David, tell them that Dusty Likens sent you, and get ready to experience jewelry shopping done right. For the best quality, best price, and shopping experience, there is no better choice than Diamonds Direct.
When it comes to beef, nothing tops world-class highly marbled Wagyu. Booth Creek Wagyu's Overland Park Meat Market is ready to elevate your beef. Their farm-to-fork commitment brings this intensely rich and flavorful beef from the tall grass prairies north of Manhattan, Kansas, directly to your table. Stop into the store to see what our customers are calling the jewelry store of beef and taste the difference. Our in-store experts are sampling freshly seared Wagyu 7 days a week. Located in the shops at Deer Creek Woods at 135th and Metcalf.
You're always better with a roof from JR.
We've had more than our fair share of hail and wind this year. Are you playing Roofer Roulette? That's when you bet your roof and your home on the first random roofer to ring your doorbell. Why do that when JR & Company offers a free hail and wind report online at jrstormcheck.com? Just plug in your address and we'll pull a multi-year storm report. You'll know exactly what your roof has been put through and if you even need an inspection. If you do, no one is more thorough and works better with your insurance than locally owned, veteran-owned JR & Company. And if you need a new roof, remember, a roof from JR comes with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. Don't play Roofer Roulette with your home. Visit jrstormcheck.com and remember,
You're always better with a roof from JR.
Visit jrstormcheck.com.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Shop early, save big all month long during Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Right now, get select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees starting at just $59.98. Don't wait to save. Shop these deals today, in-store or online. Because Lowe's knows deals. Discount taken at time of purchase while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Yo, 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 Dad is in the house. What do you call the NordVPN Black Friday deal, huh? The Block Friday deal. Because you block online threats. Black Friday, Block Friday. Get it? It's hilarious. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal and block online threats now. NordVPN is rated as outstanding on PC Mag. Just visit nordvpn.com and discover the benefits of this all-around cybersecurity tool. It will encrypt your online traffic. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro tool will defend you against web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. So improve your digital privacy and protection with one simple click. Get the special Black Friday deal at nordvpn.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
When Google Fiber first launched 1 gig internet right here in Kansas City, it cost $70. Cut to today. Over 10 years later, 1 gig internet still costs the same, $70. That's what you get with Google Fiber. Fast, reliable internet with simple, straightforward monthly billing. No data caps, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Just a small local fee for the city on top of your flat, predictable price. Go beyond good enough. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at fiber.google.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Renner Garage Door, RENNER, forward and back. Kansas side, 35 southbound in Lenexa. Heavy approaching 95th Street. Stays slow down towards 435 with an accident blocking the right lane. Whether you need a new Smart LiftMaster opener, service repair, or brand new garage door, Renner Garage Door has you covered. Locally owned, top rated, RENNER, forward and back. RennerDoor.com, touchdown Renner. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back here on a Monday. Hope you're doing all right. The narrative seems to be all right here on the text line.
Good. It should be. It's a regular season game, and I think people have learned over the years that it doesn't matter what you do now. It matters what you do in January. But it matters how you learn from a loss. And even with a loss, Dusty, you want to save some money today. Mm-hmm. The Chiefs scored 21 points yesterday, folks. That means you will now get 21 cents off a gallon of gas at Hy-Vee when you spend $21 or more today only. So get into your local Hy-Vee, spend $21 or more, and you'll get 21 cents off per gallon when you fuel up at Hy-Vee. So the savings are still big, even though the team lost, and you can capitalize on that as well. So get into Hy-Vee today, spend $21 or more, and save 21 cents per gallon.
Overreaction Mondays can always be one of my things I look forward to. I love when we go back, because we do it today as well, when we can go back to the script. But overreaction. Now, you could have one on the text line if you want, 913-586-7965. I'm sure you have some overreactions on the Chiefs-Bills game.
Right.
Nobody really going super dramatic today, which is nice. Now, I know there's some people like, if my team loses, I'm out. Like, I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch SportsCenter. I remember back in the day when the Chiefs would lose, like, none of my buddies would watch ESPN. We waited till, like, Wednesday.
Yeah, when the new week starts, you get back in. But nobody wants to relive a loss, you know?
The older I get, the more I'm intrigued to listen after a loss.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm interested to see which I know I tell you guys all the time, I'm interested to see what Colin Cowherd's take is on this team. I know what everybody's take is on Detroit. Right?
Oh, God, yes.
Doug Peterson's going to be fired in the next 2 hours.
Has that not happened yet?
It's coming. I think it's going to be like that dude from the Saints, where we're like, he's not fired yet. Then I came in the door and I was like, by the way, he's out.
He's out.
They were favored by 14 and they won by almost 50.
Yeah. What was it, 52-3 or 52-6? Did they get 6 points?
Yeah, they kicked a field goal like late just to do it.
I love the fact that the Lions are just obliterating people and they don't care. They just do not care, right?
They're
It's
dangerous,
great.
man.
They are,
But
yeah.
go ahead and kick us off on Overreaction Monday.
Who wants to start? Mac, you want to get going?
Yeah,
Why don't
sure.
you start?
Okay. The NFC is a 2-team conference. It's the Lions and the Eagles. That's it.
Okay.
Those 2 contenders. Everyone else, yeah, you're fine.
I'm glad
whatever.
you said the Eagles because I was trying to think of who the other team
Yeah,
was
it's
last
hard.
night. I'm like, it's the Lions and
you don't trust it. You don't trust Minnesota?
No,
they're not playing great.
No,
lately.
they're not playing.
Sam Darnold has gone back to the pumpkin.
Yeah,
you are who you are.
Okay.
Love me some Sammy, but yeah, it's
Don't
not been
believe in
great.
Arizona. They didn't play this week, so you don't get to see them.
Yep, didn't play this week, but yeah, I just don't think they're as complete as those 2 teams. They're
Yeah.
fun, they're feisty, they may be a good upset threat, but I think that's all the rest of the NFC teams are. They're upset threats. They're not winning 3 or 4 games in a row and winning a Super Bowl.
Philadelphia is really, really good, and people have been sleeping on them all year because they've been spending so much time hating on Nick Sirianni, they forget they're winning games as well, right? Like, all of that has gotten lost with the Philadelphia Eagles. Every day, somebody wants to rip on the Eagles and rip on Sirianni. Were they 8-2?
Yeah, at some point, it's like, okay, is Sirianni actually good? Because he does win every
And you
season.
don't believe in Green Bay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna call quits on Green Bay. I'm gonna surrender. I'm gonna surrender.
Okay.
I can't
and no
keep doing
rings.
it. I can't keep doing it. The Rams would be my honorable mention.
They're an
there.
interesting one, man.
Yes.
They really are with the health back now,
Yes.
and
they can score 40 on anyone.
Yeah,
they can run the ball. They have they have the best wide receiver duo in the league, and Matthew Stafford. I mean, he's a top 5-6 guy when he's right, and he's right now.
Yeah. Sounds like you're a golfer then.
On the other side, I'm a Lioner. The Lions are great. On the other side, AFC is a 4-team conference. Okay. I knew I'd get less agreement there. Chiefs, Buffalo, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh would be my 14.
See, I think Baltimore kind of showed us who they were yesterday, and I think take care.
You're done. Not contender.
Yeah, I think it's 3, and Pittsburgh is, and as much as I love Mike Tomlin, kind of a fringe because I think
agree.
Buffalo and Kansas City are so much better than everybody else.
That's
right.
fair.
But hey, stranger things have happened.
Everyone else just fun competition, fun upset. Mike Tomlin, that's the other one. Mike Tomlin, winning coach of the year.
Oh, really? You're on the bandwagon now.
Mike Tomlin's doing
Right,
it. Yep. No Andy Reid, sadly.
Yeah, he lost.
Lost me yesterday.
Yep, that's it.
Had to go undefeated or he wasn't going to win Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Damn it.
How awful is that? Like Andy Reid
Ridiculous.
loses a game, and he's no longer coach of the year.
Yeah, I mean, that's your standard. That
Is, right? That is. All right, for me, overreaction. I don't know if it's overreaction, but Josh Allen is the MVP, and the Bills are the best competitor to the Chiefs and the only real challenger to their goals right now. That's kind of where I fell after that game yesterday. I don't know if that's overreaction or if that's fact, but I think Josh Allen is your clear favorite as the MVP right now. Pittsburgh is legit. They will win the AFC North. I don't think Baltimore is a contender in that division, and clearly Cincinnati went to bed last night and called themselves a season. The Lions are now overreaction. First time in Lions franchise history that they are the betting favorite to win the Super Bowl.
But is that an actual thing? Like, they are probably the favorite, right?
No, they are today. They are.
So
they
it's
are
not
the
really
favorite.
an overreaction. It's just fact.
But are they the favorite? Is what I'm getting at. Are they
Yes.
really the favorite to win the Super Bowl?
let 'em have
Chiefs
it.
versus Lions.
Yeah.
Who you taking?
Chiefs. But I'll let the Lions
Right.
take that. Go ahead.
Right.
You deserve it. You've had, however long your history is, you've had all of that.
So I think that's a little bit of an overreaction. I still think the Chiefs are the better complete football team, the better coach team, the better quarterback team than Detroit. But this is the week. Detroit won big. Chiefs lost. You make them the favorite for the first time in their career. But I don't necessarily think they are the favorite. I think that's a little bit of an overreaction by Las Vegas.
Are Chiefs still second?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Whew.
What is that number?
Plus 500. Lions are plus 450. Chiefs are plus 500. I think Buffalo's plus 650.
Okay.
I wonder what the Chiefs' odds are to win the AFC still. I bet you think it's still a minus number in front of that? Or you think it's like plus 125?
Yeah. I think it's probably like that.
We can always find out. Love this. Man, 6. The Chiefs converted a 4th down thrown to Frank Caliendo. I'd say that's going to the playbook. I texted Bob and you guys immediately. I was like, this is all you all over it. Caliendo, dude.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Doug Peterson's on a flight to Kansas City now. Overreaction.
What do we need him for?
Another
gonna play
offensive
left
mind.
tackle?
Mine is not as, hell. But look, I'll make 2. One is My overreaction is there's only one spot available left in the AFC for the playoff picture, and that is the 7th seed.
Who's
the other
contending for that, do you think?
Miami, Denver, Indianapolis.
Okay. Yeah, the Colts are back in the conversation for that 7th spot right now, right?
I'd add Cincinnati to that, but I agree.
Yeah, Cincinnati's still alive.
I mean, there's still 7 losses. Like, every time I look at Cincinnati, I'm like, it's just not enough losses yet for them. They can still go 10-7, but they still have Pittsburgh twice.
Right. So they got a tough schedule. So I would say that the 6 seeds are done. Like, I think it's just over. I think your
top 6 are in.
There's
your
one
4
spot
division
left.
winners. It's Baltimore. That's your 5. Chargers are your 6.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's
then
one left.
there's one left, and it's
either Denver, it's either Indianapolis, it's either Cincinnati or Miami.
All right, hold on a second. Let me throw this one at you right now. I know we say Andy is done with Coach of the Year because they lost the game. What if 3 of the AFC West teams make the playoffs this year, and Andy Reid finishes 16-1? How is he not Coach of the Year navigating a division where all teams made the playoffs?
What is Pittsburgh's record and what is the Chargers' record? Because Jim Harbaugh is going to be in the favorite conversation.
Yeah, I know. But Pittsburgh finishes, let's say Pittsburgh finishes with 4 losses.
Tomlin gets it.
You still think Tomlin gets it? Okay.
It's because he humbled Russell Wilson. Like, I heard somebody say that the other day. They were like, he benched Russell Wilson, a healthy scratch, for 6 games and went 4-2 with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Because he humbled Russell Wilson, and now Russell Wilson's like, okay, maybe I was a little cocky. And now he came down to earth, and now Russell Wilson's playing
great, except for that interception that he threw.
That's right, in the end zone.
And then Justin Fields get in for a play, and then he doesn't even know where the first down marker is. I mean,
did the first down?
I know, like how? Come on,
that's
dude.
football IQ right there, man.
It is. That's exactly right.
My main overreaction is this: Lamar Jackson is no longer in the clubhouse for MVP. Justin Herbert, welcome in.
Okay.
Justin Herbert hasn't thrown an interception in 8 straight games. The Chargers seem to have believed in the Harbaugh way, so I take back everything I said. It is a system that is working.
Yeah,
the guy just seems to know how to do it. He's the most successful coach I've seen go back and forth, back and forth. The Chargers are rolling. I know they barely won that game last night, but they won. The Chiefs have barely won some games, but they won. The Chargers are now 7-3. Your MVP category now belongs with Josh Allen, number 1. Number 2 is Jared Goff. And number 3 is Justin Herbert. Mahomes, the chances are probably gone.
Yeah.
If they were even there. I know he was a favorite on Vegas's books. Lamar Jackson, it's over, man. Like, you can't beat Pittsburgh and you can't beat the Chiefs. You're a back-to-back, or you're a 2-time MVP winner. If you wanted to win a 3rd one, you'd have won your division, which you still can, and you'd have won it with force. So we'll see. But my overreaction is Justin Herbert belongs in the MVP category, and he might be number 2.
I hate the fact
but Jared Goff's balling, dude.
For Lamar, though, I mean, like, he's so good except against the teams that he needs to be good against.
Well,
and,
if you're not going to get
Lamar,
Lamarvelous.
Yeah,
because if you're going to give Miami a bunch of crap last year because they won 11-6 and they didn't beat anybody good, but they won 11-6. You look at Lamar Jackson. You can't beat Pittsburgh. You can't beat Kansas City.
They're doing the same
You can't win
thing.
in the playoffs. What are you?
Yeah, you're just a guy. You're just a guy at this point in time, right?
If we're going to do that to Dak Prescott, we got to do it to Lamar Jackson.
Right, but certain people,
2 MVPs.
So what?
Because of numbers and records that don't matter.
Yeah, the regular season stuff just doesn't matter. You still want Patrick Mahomes under center over anybody right now. And I'll go with your Justin Herbert thing, too. I know we've only seen him in one playoff game, but, bro, you had like a 37-point lead in that postseason game and lost to Doug Peterson in Jacksonville, and that's the last time they've been relevant. I told you that ATN fumble was going to ruin him for the entire year.
You're right.
I mean, they have not recovered from that mess. Has he been fired yet? It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast.
No, we're checking.
Keep hitting refresh.
By the way, Chiefs plus 220 for the conference there.
Oh gosh,
yeah,
that might be worth it.
Is that the number 1 odds though? They're still the favorite.
Yeah, I think it plus 320 is Buffalo. Yeah,
okay. Plus 220. There's some money there to be won.
Wow, plus money
there to be won. Coming up, we'll talk about the narrative that's still controlled by the Chiefs. Bob Fesco, Matt Bory, Dusty Likens. We're all with you here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty.
I just want to say how awesome it is to have Bob Fesco and Legend Likens on every morning to start my day. I freaking love you guys.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5 The Fan.
Fellas, it's Dusty Likens here, and I'm here to remind you about my good friends at Heartland Men's Health. Because I know, you know, we all know it's the holiday season. We're getting ready to eat a little bit more. We're going to relax a little bit more. It's going to get colder. You're not going to want to be as active. Well, hey, if you suffer from erectile dysfunction or you suffer from low T or maybe weight loss is something that you're also struggling with and this time of the year doesn't make it easy for you, guess who does? My friends at Heartland Men's Health. Their treatments work when the pills or the herbals fail. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. Go schedule and consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99, and it includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if the medically advised test dose doesn't work, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and you will see the results quickly. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today. Tell them Dusty Likens sent you, and call them at 844-447-6600 or visit them at heartlandmenshealth.com.
The holidays are a magical time to get engaged. At Shane Company, we're here to help you create your dream engagement ring in just 3 easy steps. Choose a setting that speaks to your style. Compare diamonds and colorful gemstones in all shapes and sizes. Then personalize it with a decorative crown and special engraving. Or choose a perfectly preset ring that's ready to go. At Shane Company, you'll find everyday competitive prices, a no-pressure environment, and an unmatched free lifetime warranty. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Tune in this week to kick off with Boomer and Valenti to hear the Sims Spotlight featuring Super Bowl winning quarterback Phil Simms. Brought to you by Balance of Nature. Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Hi, this is Toby Tobin along with Jason Goodenkoff from Lewisburg Ford in Lewisburg, Kansas. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
Let's talk about the buying experience at Lewisburg Ford.
It's the best anywhere. Just ask all our customers, Toby. It is hands down the best experience you can have buying a new car. We have the no-hassle Toby Tobin price that we've had for 35 years now. Nobody else can say that. We've been saving Kansas City thousands and thousands of dollars for a lot of years.
I have been buying Ford cars and trucks from Lewisburg Ford for over 30 years, and I know personally this is the best place to buy a Ford car or truck. Great prices, but there's a whole lot more than that.
It doesn't just stop at price, Toby.
No.
There's other factors to this equation, and it's trade-in allowance, financing, and the experience of how knowledgeable the people are that you're dealing with. And we surpass everybody in all those areas. We always have. We always will. That's why calling us is important.
Do you have that new pickup?
Absolutely. And it's dynamite.
Okay. Lewisburg Ford is your best place to buy a Ford car or truck. What's your toll-free number?
816-444-2300.
Lewisburg Ford or lewisburgford.com.
Looking to start your new career now? Well, how about a career in IT in as little as 4 months over at our friends at Centric?
A new career by the time the big game is over in February. Just go to Centric.com and talk to our friend Russ Mondry. That's CENTRIQ.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
From maintenance to emergency repairs, Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling will keep you warm when it matters most. Contact us today and stay cozy all season long. Comforting people is what we do. Comfort Systems is right for you. MyComfortSystems.com.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling, serving all of KC.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metro Ford, online at kcmetroford.com.
Want more from your dealership? At Metro Ford, every new vehicle comes with a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. Family owned, just 10 minutes from downtown and packed with unbeatable value. Drive smarter, only at Metro Ford, online at kcmetroford.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Lenexa 35 southbound heavy from 87th Street down past 95th Street with an accident still blocking the right lane. Heading into downtown 29 southbound, pretty slow from Armour across the Bond Bridge. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
We got a new function on the Odyssey app.
Did you guys know that this is a thing? I can send you messages from the Odyssey app. Kind of crazy.
KFNZ FM and AM HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Welcome back into 96.5 The Fan Bob Fesco, Dusty Likens, Mac Morey with you on a Chiefs non-victory Monday. Derek Johnson will join us in about 10 minutes. We'll get his reaction to it. But I want to dive more back into why this is the rivalry. You brought up the key points earlier,
it
right?
is, yeah. A lot of key points.
Teacher, pupil.
Yeah, teacher, pupil, 2 stars in the most important roles, respect for each other. Each side wins games. It's not lopsided. There's postseason games. There's legendary moments, and fans respect each other.
Is the next closest rivalry Pittsburgh-Baltimore?
I think so.
Dude, I thought somebody's getting hit yesterday in, every play.
Yeah, they hate each other.
Every play is break it up. And then there's somebody about found out who Trey Smith was yesterday, too. And I was kind of hoping that they didn't do that.
Oh, hell yeah. Somebody about found out who he was.
He just blocked the guy to the ground, and then here comes old boy, dives on him.
57 diving on top of the pile, right?
Do you know who that is? This man is a dangerous man.
Yeah, that was the one that got stopped fast because Trey Smith was about ready to go rounds with people out there on the field. But I think Pittsburgh is a great rivalry, as well, but they don't have the 2 stars, The Pittsburgh is doing this. I don't want to use the term smoke and mirrors because that's not fair to their defense or to Mike Tomlin, but they're doing it with, as you mentioned, a humbled Russell Wilson as their quarterback right now. And I also think the Pittsburgh and Baltimore fans do not respect each other, do not like each other, and do not care for each other. Bills and Chiefs fans genuinely, I think, do like each other except for the 3 hours that we're playing each other. And at the end, you can go, man, that was a hell of a game. I was getting texts from my friend Gaffney and whatnot. He goes, that was a great game. I go, I don't think it was a great game. And I'm not saying that because the Chiefs lost that game. I don't think it was one of the better games that we played, but that goes back and shows you the respect that I think each side has for each other in this type of thing. You're not afraid to talk to your friends that maybe Buffalo Bills fans because you respect them. That's a hell of a game, man. We'll see you in January.
Call your dad during the commercial break.
Why?
Ian Rappaport.
Yeah.
The Giants are benching quarterback Daniel Jones, officially moving on from their starter.
Yeah, they have to.
Out of a bye week with the team 2-8, Jones now heads to the bench in what the team has said would be a football decision.
Oh, well, because he sucks. Yeah.
So it's over. Andy Kaufman's out.
Gone. It's also a contract decision because if he fails his physical next year, they owe him $25 million.
That physical.
No, he has to pass that physical.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
He's passing that physical.
And
gone, Daniel Jones. Now, the question is, do you put in, chicken cutlet DeVito or do you go with Drew Lock?
You know my answer.
I know what your answer is, but I think if you ask most of New York, they want to see Tommy DeVito go in there. But you also, you're 2-8. What are we playing for at this point in time, right? So you got to convince these veterans to go the rest of the way. I think the veterans may rally around Chicken Parm, man. You tell me, Chicken Parm or Drew Lock. I don't know.
Yeah, if I'm the Giants, Dexter Lawrence has a hamstring injury. Sorry. See you next year. I'm not risking anything. Yeah.
Brian Burns, I got a knee.
Yeah.
Another guy's got a neck,
Yeah, so Daniel Jones.
So that's
benched.
the first move of the day on Monday is that Daniel Jones is being benched. Shocker!
Doug Peterson
coming
soon.
Still employed?
Yeah.
7 minutes past 8 on the East Coast, and Doug Peterson hasn't gotten the walking papers yet? That was just an embarrassment yesterday by them. God.
Oh, nobody showed. They had Mac Jones as their quarterback.
Yeah, but they still gave up 52. Mac Jones had much to do with that.
Who would have had more points yesterday? Mac Jones, Mac Morey.
I want to slang it around there, baby. Come on. You kidding me?
I know what Mac Jones did. I don't know what Mac Morey did, so I'm going to go with Mac. Morey, not Jones.
Mac's awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
I told you yesterday you should change your last name to a fee, so you can be Mac a fee.
Another guy that's also going to get probably canned is Zach Taylor.
Starting to trend that way. Did you see Jamar Chase after the game?
The Athletic says after the Bengals lost to the Chargers, several players mentioned they need to, quote, finish games properly.
That's coaching.
But when Jamar Chase was asked how the team could finish better, he pointed to head coach Zach Taylor. I don't call the plays for us, so I can't really do nothing. Dude, he's lost it. He's lost the locker room.
He's lost it. It's over. He's lost Jamar Chase, though, I feel like, since day one with that thing, right?
So is that where Detroit's offensive coordinator goes?
Boy, I'm going to tell you, if you're that offensive coordinator in Detroit, you got to go somewhere where there's a quarterback, right?
There's the spot.
And that's the spot. If they fire Zach Taylor,
he's gone, dude.
I've always said this with Spags and Bieniemy and Nagy and Peterson for a little bit of time, but he got out of here before the Mahomes thing took over. If you're in Detroit right now as the offensive coordinator, you got a really good job, right? You're probably making about $4 billion per year, right? Nice spot, no pressure. You're winning games. Now, all of a sudden, you take a head coaching job, and you take a head coaching job in Jacksonville, or you take a head coaching job in Dallas, or someplace where there's not a quarterback. I wouldn't take those jobs. But, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, maybe that convinces T. Higgins to stay in Baltimore if you've got,
he'd have to take a pay cut.
He probably would, or in Cincinnati. Good. I mean, but you've got a really good offensive mind coming in with a quarterback. Now that's something that I would listen to. But if I'm that guy in Detroit, Van Johnson, whatever his name is, I'm not taking a job with the Jets. I'm not taking a job with the Giants. I'm not taking a job with a team that doesn't have the infrastructure in place. And a lot of times those coaches aren't getting fired. But in this instance, where you have the infrastructure in place with a great quarterback and a great wide receiver, man, if I'm Johnson, I'm calling Cincinnati today and saying, you fire Zach Taylor, I will take that job. That's a good spot for him.
The good thing for him is he doesn't have to call anybody because people have been calling him for 2 years.
Yeah, he's been holding on.
Like, good for him.
You don't have to go to the best, the first job that's out there, because if you continue to win, it will be more enticing. You will be a better candidate, and now you have the opportunity to potentially go to a job that has one of the 4 best quarterbacks in the game, or 5 best, however you want to look at it. You're ready to roll. You're not taking over a franchise that has a guy who's known for chicken cutlets as opposed to a guy who's known for going to a Super Bowl. Like, Joe Burrow could thrive with this offensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions.
Do they have a chicken cutlet sandwich at Jasper's?
They do. You can get the chicken cutlet sandwich.
I'm getting it Friday.
Chicken parm sandwich, yeah.
I'm going to go to that establishment on Friday and get it. I've always wanted to try one of those because you
can get whatever you want. You just say, I'd like chicken parm on a roll, please.
Wait, Ben Johnson or Vrabel if you're the Bengals?
It's Ben Johnson because Vrabel's a defensive guy and you've got the offense in place.
Gotcha.
You've got to go with the offensive guy, I think.
Damn it. According to Adam Schefter, the New York Giants are expected to replace Daniel Jones with Tommy DeVito as their starter.
He gives them spark. The fan, you're a business.
Yeah.
You are a business.
Is his agent going to be there too?
I hope so.
Secret agent man.
You want to talk about another grift? That agent guy.
Yeah, that guy's a grifter for sure.
There's no question. But that's what the fans want.
Yes, he's part of the bit.
It's part of the whole thing. The fans want it. It's a business. People will buy tickets. There will be hype. There will be excitement because this guy from Jersey eats chicken parm, lives in his mom's basement, is now going to be the starting quarterback. You know what happened last year? But you're not a starting quarterback in the NFL.
He could be.
But here's the interesting thing. They played Tommy DeVito last year, and they won games, and that prevented them from getting Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, well.
Forgot about that.
So, those are the decisions that you're making, and I know nobody thinks about that inside the team because you're still trying to win games and you owe it to your players and whatnot to try to go out there and put your best foot forward. But playing Tommy DeVito last year cost them Jaden Daniels, changing the course of that Washington franchise.
We get into Bob Fesco's head on the other side, plus we'll get to Derek Johnson in about 10 minutes on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, the week of the NFL season wraps up tonight. Week 12, everybody comes to a screeching halt because you can tackle the NFL action with America's #1 sportsbook, that is FanDuel. New customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins on tonight's game. And maybe you want to do it with a same-game parlay for Monday Night Football. We've got the Houston Texans at the Dallas Cowboys. How about Dalton Schultz with an anytime touchdown? Joe Mixon over the rushing yards, and C.J. Stroud over the passing yards. Just visit FanDuel.com/610Bob to make every moment more this season. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL and of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, as the official whiskey sponsor of the NFL, it's not a kickoff without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. And that's why we've built the Crown Royal Rig, an absurdly awesome 18-wheeler delivering the generous spirit to stadiums and tailgates across the country. Follow the Royal Rig on its journey from city to city, bringing together local cuisine, NFL legends, and the opportunity to pack a purple bag for charity and win tickets to Super Bowl 59. Visit crownroyal.com for rules and more. Please drink responsibly.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Kansas side in Lenexa, 35 southbound, still heavy from 87th Street down past 95th Street with an accident blocking the right lane. 35 northbound, though, moves well. Trip from Olathe into downtown is still 20 minutes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Welcome back in. Derek Johnson will join us here in about less than 10 minutes. 7:25, we'll have DJ on the line. Before we get in to DJ, I want to get inside the mind of Fesco. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll have Tough Tuesdays, Likens Library. But I want to ask you something, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Because this seemed to be one of the top 3 asked questions yesterday.
Okay.
One of them was, do you think they should have challenged the play at the end of, the third where they got, I forget what the play was, but somebody brought up on the text line as well, where they said they could have challenged the play. They didn't get it. It was 3rd and 8. They got the first down. The other one was, Xavier or Mahomes on that play.
Sure.
Because that, if he scores, changes probably the direction of that game. Without a doubt. If you want to have that conversation, we can.
That was a 40-yard play that was taken off the board.
And he would have scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
For sure would have scored.
Yeah.
Like he would have, whatever. That connection needs to get on. That we could have a talk about that on Tuesday. Because he still had 4 for 61 and a bill. But the question a lot of people had is, do you think the Chiefs should have gone for 2? And was it a mistake not going for it?
What's the situation?
Believe at the time, Mac, you know probably better than I do, it was they had just scored, decided to get a field goal, and
was it the one where it cut it to 23-21?
Yes.
Okay, so you cut it to 23-21 with about 9 minutes or so to go in the game.
Because I know you're anti-go for 2.
Yeah.
You're a big advocate of get your points.
Get your points.
When,
yeah, and I also think the other thing that factors in is you've got a really good defense that for the last 3 years has everybody under 30 points, and so the odds of you going out there, especially in the second half, and getting a defensive stop, you're going to play with that every single day. So let's say you do go for 2 points there, and you don't get it. Now you're down 3. So instead of a field goal giving you the opportunity to win 24-23. A field goal is only going to give you an opportunity to tie, and then you're potentially playing for overtime at that situation. So to answer your question, no, I would not have gone for 3. Your offense was like that was their best drive of the game that offense had, right? 17 yards from Kareem Hunt. Then we had the pass interference in the end zone, set up the Noah Gray touchdown reception. That was their best drive. They put their head to the grindstone, as they like to say, or whatever that means, and they moved down the field. They had their best drive of the game. They scored. They cut it with 2 with about 8 and change to go, roughly, at that point in time. No, I'm not going for 2. There's a lot of time left in that game. Your defense, for the most part, has played great since the Super Bowl against Philadelphia. You're playing obviously a team that you've had the number of. I think you put your defense back out there and say, go ahead and make a stop. And they had opportunities to make a stop. You know, there were many plays that they had. They had a 3rd and 10. They gave up 11. There was a 4th and 2. They gave up a 27-yard touchdown run. So there were opportunities there for the defense to get off the field and make the play. They just didn't. And for the first time, we saw the defense not come through and not make a big play, where for the last, 2 years, they've come through and they've made those plays. So I'm absolutely not going for 2. What I'm doing in that situation is exactly what Andy did there. Cut it to 2. Put your defense back out there. Your offense is humming at that point in time. Rely on your defense to get a stop, get the ball back, move down the field. Then you potentially kick the game-winning field goal, win 24-23 in that type of situation. That's the way that I would work. I only go for 2 at the end of games when I need to go for 2, because if they don't go for 2 in that situation, then you're down 3, and people are complaining about that too. The same people who are complaining they should have gone for 2 are the same people that would have been complaining had they gone for 2 and
100%.
missed. You know?
No, I get that. I guess just explaining the other side, the reason you go for 2 if you're confused and listening is because you'd be down 1, they get a touchdown, then that way you're only down 8, you're not out of it a 2-possession game, whereas you saw yesterday Chiefs were down 9. It kind of felt over there at the end. I get what you're saying. I think, honestly, the Bills are the only team.
What if the Bills go for 2 in that situation?
And they might, but that's a lot harder, right? Now you're asking for them to get 8, and if they don't get it, boom, you're down 7. All of a sudden, you're back in business, baby. Or, you're down 7. So I would say the Bills are the only team that I have this philosophy with, honestly.
Yeah, okay.
I'm with you on every other team. It's just Josh Allen.
Yeah.
That's the only guy where I'm like, okay, let's get these points. Let's do it.
Yeah, but there's no guarantees. Like, getting 2 is hard. I mean, did you see Lamar try to get that 2-point conversion at the end yesterday?
What was that?
I don't know.
I mean, they just strung him out. Like, it's so hard for these teams to get 2. I'm just take my points, and you know what? I'm relying on my defense.
Yeah.
This defense had not given up 30 points in a game since the Super Bowl against Philadelphia. That's 2 full seasons almost where they didn't give up 30 points in a game. And so the odds would say our defense is going to go out there and get a play. And when does this defense normally play good? At the end of games. They come up with the big play, the big stop, the big moment. They just didn't, They just didn't. And, the Buffalo Bills are paid professionals as well. They get paid too. So they made plays. We didn't. Tip your cap to them. See you in January.
Nose to the grindstone.
What did I say? Face to the grindstone?
Face or head. Yeah, 14 points allowed in the second half for Buffalo when you're averaging 7. So they doubled your run total. So, I mean, whatever it is, you lose 30-21. I mean, look, we knew this team wasn't going to go undefeated, right? Like, nobody does. I mean, how many guys are still alive from that Dolphins team that got to pop champagne?
Did they pop champagne last night, too?
Oh,
or did they pop prune juice and eat scones in the home?
I love scones, by the way.
Too dry for me.
No, I love scones.
Do you?
Hy-Vee Bakery has good ones.
Good ones? Yeah, I've always felt the scone was just too crumbly and dry. I need a moister cake.
I hate you.
You like dry cake? You like dry pastry? Like, give me moist.
Stop.
You bite a scone, and then you bite a moist cake. You tell me what's better.
You just say cake. Derek Johnson in 2 minutes. Do you think, because I think the other thing that's about this loss, a lot of people are like, now they're going to go beat Carolina by 40.
I don't know that they're going to beat Carolina by 40.
I bet the Chiefs are 10.5-point favorites.
They're 11-point favorites. They're 11-point favorites.
Because I don't look until Tuesday for the next week.
Do that
unless
snap
it's like
again.
a huge.
So UberFacts sent out a thing this morning that the snap sound comes from your middle finger actually hitting the skin on the on the heel of your hand.
Why you press hard on your thumb.
Not on the snap. It comes from the thing. So I've been sitting here all morning snapping, like trying to see if to prove that wrong, but it's right. If you snap, the snap comes from when you hit your finger on the heel
How many
of your
milligrams
thumb.
are in that water bottle?
I'm just reading UberFacts this morning.
Deep thoughts with Jack Handy. No, but I do like it. Everybody's like, yeah, Buffalo, congratulations, midseason Super Bowl.
Right.
I hope that's not how they feel. Like, I don't know if I can't speak for Buffalo.
I don't think they do anymore.
I think they're
that's
just like, a win's a win. We want the
Yeah.
1 seed. We want to play. But I mean, like, look, so many streaks have to come to an end.
Right.
Mahomes finally had to lose in Buffalo. The Chiefs weren't going to go undefeated. Would have been cool. Again, the narrative was always win a three-peat, and it was a tough game. And we all watched it, and we'd do it again and again and again and again in January.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to have that be the AFC Championship game, but in Kansas City. Speaking of somebody who played in Kansas City, we get to Derek Johnson.
He's the Chiefs' all-time leading tackler and 4-time Pro Bowler.
Derek Johnson picks it. He's up the right sideline, 30-yard line, 25, and down into Washington territory. Derek Johnson.
But to us, he's our forever linebacker.
I want to be battle tested. I want to go through some adversity. I want to go through some things where you say, "Oh man, we gotta figure this out."
Here's number 56, Derek Johnson, with Fesco and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
That's right. Monday morning, 7:25, Derek Johnson time. And it's brought to you by Community America Credit Union. Community America Credit Union, member-owned, open to all, invested in you, and Sheet Metal Workers, local number 2.
Well, DJ, we got our first loss out the way, as they like to say. What were your kind of initial thoughts leaving that one on Sunday against Buffalo?
Well, it was well worth the watch and the money and the hype. 2 heavyweight fighters battling in Buffalo, and man, at the end of the day, it's the goal is not to win them all, right? It's not to win them all.
Did he just hang up on us?
I don't know. DJ, you there?
No, he's gone. And gone.
And gone.
Well, that was Derek Johnson, presented by Community America Credit Union. Community America Credit Union, member-owned, open to all, invested in you. Sheet Metal Workers, local number 2.
And jeez.
Yeah. The key to the season is not to win them all. All right. Oh, man.
Technology at its finest. At least it wasn't like Eberflus. Your phone is as bad as your offense.
Can we play the intro again? DJ, I know it's a tough loss, man, but geez, one question and you're out.
I know, right? Yeah, it's just
screw the Bills. I'm hanging up.
Right. Well, when Buffalo loses, everything starts messing up, man.
Yeah, right.
You are. But the goal is not to win them all, right? Yeah. Now that would be cool. That's a cool stat or whatnot. But what the Chiefs have done in the last 5-6 years is really peak at the right time, and it's all about peaking at the right time. Chiefs played a great game, played a really good game. Buffalo played a better game. Made a couple more plays, literally 2 or 3 more plays, and we actually win that game. And I was just hoping that at the end, when at the 4th and 2, they would, maybe kick it or whatnot. But they knew better not to not to give Mahomes the ball back. But it was a great game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
My question for you, I only have a few today because I think we all know what the message is going forward with this team. It's all about January. But in that play, that 4th and 2, Man, I don't do anything except sit on my ass and watch football, so I don't know how to play it. I just try to think I know what's going on, but I have to think, man, 4th and 2, Josh Allen, big body running quarterback. You got to have a spy in that situation, and there was no middle linebacker. There was no linebacker spy, or maybe I didn't see it. What say you, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, I don't think there was a spy. I'm not sure what Spags was thinking on that play. Usually he dials them up and he's really aggressive, and that time it was kind of like a man-to-man coverage, tight coverage, but no spy. Maybe maybe some reminders to the defensive line. Hey, keep Josh Allen in the pocket or control rush, but nah, I don't honestly, when he dropped back, I was saying he's not going to pass it, man. He's just going to freaking run it, man. It's just because that's what he does, and he's a scrappy big quarterback, and he can get 2 yards, and obviously he got a touchdown on that play. But we'll learn from it. That's not it's not the end of the world, but man, it was a great. I love us going back and forth heavyweight fight. Didn't start as fast as we wanted to, but we really handled that hostile crowd. And Buffalo played. They had to play up. They had to play up to our standards. I think we're still a little bit better than Buffalo, but Buffalo, they needed that win more than we needed that win. Put it like that.
Yeah, but also how much do you put into, because I'm a big believer in when we play Buffalo in the regular season or Cincinnati or Baltimore, some of these teams that you believe you're going to see in the postseason, I think Andy and company, they keep it a little vanilla. Like, I think when they see these guys in the AFC Championship game, we're going to see a totally different game plan, both offensively and defensively against Buffalo.
Yeah, we will. Andy's great at that. Andy's good at during the regular season. Everybody's, media's going all crazy. Hey, about certain big games or whatnot, which they should. But like yesterday, it was one of those things where Andy's just going to roll out certain vanilla plays, and Buffalo's thinking, oh my goodness, this is a smoke screen and this and this, and it's like, no, it's just our regular offense right now. We'll get to all the pretty cute stuff during the playoffs, but at the end of the day, they made a couple more plays than us. We played a really, really good game, so I don't want to kind of overshadow that by the loss. This is not a wake-up call. This is not a, oh no, Buffalo has our number. It's just it's a little, our wounds hurt a little bit more today just because we lost. That's it. But a couple of days we'll be over it.
Yeah, and also too, though, very rare do you see a team go perfect throughout the course of the regular season. How does a loss get utilized by Andy Reid to maybe correct things or get a message across that people were not maybe hearing until they lost the game and all that kind of jazz?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Thank you.
The losses actually help you more than wins. It does. Now you don't want to lose a lot. That doesn't help you. But when you do lose here and there, it does help you just to really just to hone you in so you can be more focused on your job and know that it's so much parity in the NFL that you have to be on your game every single play in every single game. This loss will help the Chiefs. This will kind of like let the Chiefs know, okay, hey guys, we still got a few things to work out, but we're still the best team in the NFL.
Is there like an "I told you so" moment, like behind closed doors with Andy and maybe the rest of the coaching staff, where they kind of chuckle a little bit and go, "See, this is what we were talking about. This is going to be good now. We've got their attention." It's the holiday season. Things start to get kind of crazy, and with all the holiday stuff that goes on with lives and whatnot. Is this like one of those where the coaches kind of go, "See, that was probably pretty good that we got that loss, and now they're going to start paying attention a little bit more and doing the things we've been asking them to do"?
You know what? Weirdly, yes, that does happen. For players, we want to win them all. I'm telling you, when you're out there, coaches can. They got a lot of wisdom and they can see a little deeper than players. But players, we want to win them all. We want a perfect. Believe it or not, I know that's not the goal, but as a player, you want to win them all. You don't want nobody to beat you because you have that confidence. But at the end of the day, we're going into these holidays and all this I guess this festival stuff during November and December. But this will hone us in. We'll be more focused. This will help us throughout the year. So I'm actually, I don't want to say I'm glad that it happened, but it's kind of like, all right, we're good. We're human. We're human guys.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things that takes unnecessary and unwanted pressure that kind of develops with that. It's like, a pitcher gets to the 6th inning. I'd rather just give up the hit so I can focus on just getting the complete start and win. I don't need to worry about maybe throwing this magical, perfect game. But again, the goal was always a three-peat. It was never a perfect season. That's just the bonus that comes with it. They still control the narrative, DJ. I mean, they're still the number 1 seed. They still have everything. I think this is probably the best I've seen the city respond to a loss in recent years. Obviously, there are little holes that need to be fixed, but that's what makes this team successful. You make second-half adjustments in the game. You make second-half adjustments in the season.
Yeah, and the Chiefs are the best at it. Now, there is a sense of urgency to keep winning because we still want things to come through Kansas City, knowing that they get the tiebreaker. Buffalo, you don't want to have a record the same as them. They'll get that tiebreaker. But at the end of the day, it flows through Kansas City, and we have a good situation. If you're a Chiefs fan, we're good. We're not. We don't have any rebuttal or going back and forth with Buffalo saying, who's better. They kind of know who's better. They got one up on us during the season right now from yesterday, but we'll be back. We're good.
Mm-hmm. What's your biggest thing that needs to be fixed, if you will, after that game yesterday? Or maybe it was one of those things all season long that just kind of, reared its ugly head yesterday because of the loss.
Yeah, well, I think we need to control the ball a little bit better on offense, and that's just being able to run it more. And obviously, when we get the extra running back with Pacheco, that's going to help out. Mm-hmm. And the running game actually helps Pat. Believe it or not, it helps him to the game to flow better. He can get better coverages. He can, it opens up the deep ball, the deep overs. It just helps out when play action comes. So the running game needs to continue. Hunt's been doing a great job, but he needs a little bit of help to get that running game going. And defensively, I think we've been playing really good, really good. I mean, I think it's tough to go up to Buffalo and handle Josh Allen. There were a few times where you say, man, our defense is stepping up, even though Buffalo got us at the end. I would like to see us to get off the field. That's the time to say, hey, guys, we got the best quarterback in the game. Can we get him back the ball?
No doubt about it. Would you rather watch Buffalo, Kansas City again, or Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson again?
Oh, no. Buffalo, no.
Yeah. Well, hey, we'll talk to you next Monday after a victory over Carolina. The team's 10-1, and everybody will be just feeling just the same amount of, comfortability I think they are feeling today.
Absolutely. Go Chiefs.
Take care, man. That's Derek Johnson there with a funny response. Community America, that's what he's brought to you by. Mm-hmm. Credit Union, Community America Credit Union, member owner, open to all, invested in you, and Sheet Metal Workers, local number 2. Look, I think that's from a player's perspective in the past. Yeah. Like, he knows how they adjust in the second half of seasons. I think he's right when he says that about, Andy Reid and Spags. I was interested to know what he thought about that last play of 4th and 2, because I'm like, I didn't see it. Again, I know I'm just a blowhard that sits on my ass and watches football. I don't know anything about it. But I'm like, man, where's the guy at? Like, you got to know 4th and 2, that guy is going to run the football. And then there's some people that are like, well, the tackling was putrid. Well, when he got like the second level, I think they were just like, let him score so we can go down.
You going to get in Josh Allen's way if you're a defensive back?
I mean, if I'm Brian Cook, I would, but I'm not Brian Cook, man.
Right,
but
yeah.
Like, I think that's one of those things where it's like,
go to the end zone.
Let him get in. Because if Josh Allen's really smart, he'd have nailed it at the 1.
Right, exactly. And just
I'm kidding. Do whatever you want to do.
Get in the end zone and you score the point. I hate that, like sliding.
Mahomes
and all this.
did it last year.
I know they do it.
I love it.
And then everybody applauds them. Yay! They made the smart football move there. Yeah. And then you finish one touchdown short of your bonus, and your organization is too cheap to pay you out, and you don't have it. But that's neither here nor there. But it's good to hear DJ kind of talk about. He knows what goes on in there. Like these coaches are going to sit back this week and they're going to kind of chuckle a little bit and go, see. We've been telling you to do this all along. We've been asking for this all along. The winds have masked it and all this kind of stuff. And now It kind of resets, it refocuses. It's like that for everybody in life. You know, when things are going good, you're kind of cruising along. Maybe you're taking a shortcut here or a shortcut there, but hey, the results are great. But at the end of the day, you know that if things get bad, you're going to have to go back and fix these things that you kind of been looking over because the results have been there.
Yeah.
And now they get that opportunity to hit the reset button. And I'd rather have that reset button now than maybe earlier in the season or something, because now you're getting into that crunch time part of the year where the resets and the I told you so's, you know, they're fresh, they're new, they're now, and we're at Thanksgiving time, and Thanksgiving time means playoff time in the NFL for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it, 30-21 loss. I think a lot of things happened. I think there's a lot of people that have the same mindset that I have on the text line that I've seen all day, and I think that's kind of where we're all three at. Like, I mean, I don't know what you like. Yeah, like the undefeated season's great. Like you beat Buffalo in the regular season. That's awesome.
Cool.
I mean, if you lose to them, yeah, it stinks. It's a bonus game to me, in my opinion, because the Chiefs set themselves up to where you can have that sort of thing, right? Like when you have that game against Buffalo, and let's say instead of being 9-0, you're 6-3.
Right.
That loss is a little bit more of a sting today.
Oh God!
Right?
Then
Like
you
you're
could
like,
use
dang,
6-4.
Like
Yeah,
we got to
right.
fight for the division title. You're still the number one seed. It's your first loss of the season, and I don't know how many people had them going 9-0 all the way up to Buffalo. I think they might have had them at like 8-1, 7-2.
Yeah.
Maybe drop one of those early tough games, you know.
Oh,
at the
because
start.
how many people did you see? If we can get out of the first two 1-1, we're going to be feeling really good about
Right.
ourselves. Well, you came out of that gate 2-0. You
And
buried
a lot of
two
people,
teams
myself
early.
included, said if you win those first two games of the season, the AFC is over.
Yeah, and well, it's pretty close to being there. You just got to continue to maintain now. Get back to playing that football that you know you can play, and I really do. I think Isaiah Pacheco coming back is going to be such an impact for this team from an offensive standpoint. I think we're going to see better offensive plays. We're going to see different offensive plays. We're going to see more success on offense because now you've got your star running back. And just as you get him back, now you're going to get Amenahu back on defense. You're going to get close to that time where maybe Hollywood Brown is coming back into the equation, and you work Travis Kelce back into the offense. He had the week off this week up in Buffalo, but again, it's the regular season. These things happen during the course of the regular season. We will reset. We will find the playoff game, and I think you should mark the tape here, Mac. When the Chiefs and Buffalo play in the postseason, there will be a spy on Josh Allen that will come up with a huge stop, and Travis Kelce will have himself an afternoon against Buffalo in the postseason. Because we didn't see those things this time, we will see them the next time. This way, none of that's on tape right now for Buffalo. Andy didn't make their job easy for scouting into the AFC Championship game because they didn't show him anything yesterday. They were very vanilla on both sides of the ball.
DJ gave you his reaction to the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. We give you ours because we know everybody was watching because Netflix shut down. Plus, Bob's going to tell you can save money as well on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Manning Roofing put the new roof on our house a couple of years ago, and they did an unbelievable job. I would recommend Manning Roofing to anybody who will listen, and that's exactly what I'm doing. They are flat out the best when it comes to putting that new roof on your house. And you may say, Bob, what makes Manning Roofing different from everybody else? Well, number one, they're a true general contractor. So when you need a new roof on your house, you're probably going to need something else as well, because that storm damage comes from all angles. Maybe your siding was damaged. Maybe your gutters were damaged. Maybe your windows were damaged. Manning can handle all of that because as a true general contractor, they do all that work on the outside of your home. You don't have to worry about calling anybody else. They take care of it. Number two, why I love Manning Roofing. Their employees love working at Manning Roofing. And when you love working somewhere, your work is going to be top-notch. That's what all the employees at Manning Roofing do. They give you top-notch performances every single day. And they've been together so long, most of the crew's 5 years or more. And the third reason I love Manning Roofing is they've done thousands of jobs in Kansas City and never once been rejected by an insurance company. And even if you're using somebody else other than Manning and you're having insurance issues, get in touch with Manning Roofing today. They want to help you. So if you need that new roof or you have some insurance stuff you need to get help with, book an appointment today at manninggc.com. That's manninggc.com. Or give them a call, 816-448-8208. Manning is my one-stop shop for roofs, gutters, siding, and windows. The choice is simple. It's Manning Roofing.
MD Anderson Cancer Center is again ranked #1 in the nation for cancer care by U.S. News & World Report's Best Hospitals rankings. Our physicians treat more types of cancers in a day than many see in their whole career. This unmatched depth of expertise, combined with our groundbreaking discoveries, gives our patients access to the most innovative treatment options. Learn more at mdanderson.org.
When you have an expert financial partner invested in you, you can't help but feel like a star. Like the new graduate opening their first investment account, the small business owner proudly adding a new location, or the young couple buying their first home. At Community America, we're invested in helping members achieve financial peace of mind with products and services tailored to each stage of life. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union. Invested in you.
Chiefs Kingdom. Hy-Vee has red-hot news. We're doubling down. Shop Hy-Vee the day after this week's Chiefs game and earn a fuel discount that's double the Chiefs score. This Monday only, score double the savings. That's right, double the fuel savings based on the amount you spend. If the Chiefs score 28 points on Sunday, you save 56 cents a gallon with any $56 purchase. The higher the score, the more you save. Win or lose on Sunday, score double the savings on Monday only at Hy-Vee. Offer good in-store and online. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
The only thing better than Thanksgiving is letting Hy-Vee take care of all of the cooking. Hy-Vee has convenient pre-made holiday meal packs for any size gathering. They have succulent turkey, honey glazed spiral ham, or prime rib. Plus, they've got all of your savory sides, rolls, and your choice of dessert. And don't forget the wine and spirits department at Hy-Vee. So pick up your meal the day before the holiday and then just heat and serve on Thanksgiving Day. This holiday season, let Hy-Vee do the cooking while you take all the credit and give thanks to my friends only at Hy-Vee.
Welcome to Staples.
Help! My family's in for the holidays and I need gift ideas.
That's why we're here. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need. Photo gifts, laptops, and gaming systems. Even custom holiday cards and shipping solutions to send gifts to the family that can't make it.
Perfect! Have anything for Uncle Frank? I love him, but the guy is never quiet.
Noise-canceling headphones. For you.
You get it.
Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 12/28, in-store only.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultrafine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
All right, gentlemen. This is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable. And one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas I-70 eastbound slows before 18th Street Expressway stays heavy over towards the split with 670 with an accident reporting in the left lane. 18th Street Expressway southbound very slow coming down from I-70 towards Metropolitan with a problem. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back in on 96.5 The Fan. Bob Fesco, Mac Morey, Dusty Leggins with you. I'm sure you all are on the same page with us on this topic. But before we get into the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight, Bob, how can people save money on gas?
Well, it's a big day. The Chiefs score 21 points, and that means you can save 21 cents per gallon at Hy-Vee. All you have to do is go into a Hy-Vee store today, spend $21 or more, and you will save 21 cents at the pump only at Hy-Vee. So get in there and save today at Hy-Vee.
Nice. So that fight was god awful.
What fight are we talking about?
The Paul Tyson fight.
They're calling it a fight, but
that was definitely not worth it, right?
Well, the good thing is we didn't have to pay for it, you know?
Well, we did pay for it with our time.
Well, with our time we did, but it wasn't like we had to shell out $45 or whatever pay-per-view, fights are back in the day, rent a TV, gather around to see whatever grift that was out there. I mean, that was, oh boy, that was sad.
So I would like to know, 913-586-7965, like what your situation was, because I went out and hung out with my stepdad because just kick it, bro time. I was like, hey, do you want to watch this Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight? Oh, that sounds entertaining. Sure does.
Yeah, it really does, yep.
And the most entertaining fight was the two ladies that fought before Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. But that was clearly something where we talk about in sports with football, where you're like, I no longer need to see anything from the Jets quarterback. It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant,
right?
Yeah.
I don't need to see another Jake Paul fight
I don't
until
either.
it's against somebody that actually moves the needle.
Conor McGregor, is that going to move the needle for you? Because that's the rumored next fight.
He would never do it. And if he did,
Who? Jake Paul or
Jake would
Conor?
never do it.
Okay.
And that's the thing is I understand it's been fun. It's been interesting, but it's now officially stale. You fought a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. And in the first round, I thought, okay, here we go. There's a chance that maybe Mike could, throw a hit. And then it was clearly not there. It was so fatigued. It was so scripted for money. And I get it. You don't have to tell me, Tex, come on, guys. I know what it was. And that's what I'm saying is now, unless he fights somebody where I actually am I don't know, I'm not going to watch it. I'll watch the clips on Twitter. I'll watch the clips on Instagram Reels. I will not watch. I know I say that, but that was it for me. I've given him chances and be okay, that's decent. That's decent. But Canelo's not going to fight him because, unless Canelo's going to get a ton of money, which I don't know if he would. But that fight was terrible, and Netflix fumbled.
Yeah, they did.
They
big
weren't
time.
prepared for that. What'd you say the viewership was?
They said 60 million for that.
So that's a lot.
That's a lot, man.
So
that's
a
like
lot.
3 times an NFL game. You know,
Right.
Amazon had about 15 million for Thursday night football. Put
And it
that in
didn't-
perspective.
yeah. So not even a third.
Yeah.
The
average NFL Sunday's about 20 million people. So
because their next big one is Chiefs Steelers.
Yeah, but won't be even half the amount of people that are watching Chiefs Steelers that watched this fight the other night. So I would think because of the amount of people that aren't going to be watching, I don't think they're going to have issues. But if they do the NFL, that fight is a bad look, obviously, for Netflix. But if it happens during the NFL, it's going to be even worse because then people will start to complain about the NFL doing oh my God, you're only selling games to, this thing to make money, which is true. But you got to sell it to these places to be able to stream this stuff.
Right.
I don't know how many people watched the playoff game on Peacock. Let's say about 20 million. So about 2/3 more people watched this fight that have watched NFL games, except for the Super Bowl. And obviously that's not just a streaming only service. But the thing is, the fight is interesting to me because I think this is where the generation got. You're talking all about Jake Paul. I don't know who the F that is. I watched it because of Mike Tyson. If Mike Tyson wasn't fighting Jake Paul, there is no chance I would have been near that fight. My youngest daughter went to a watch party, and she said, I'm going to watch Jake Paul fight.
Were they all drinking Prime?
I don't know what they were drinking. They may have been.
I've heard that's nasty.
I don't know.
It's gross, yeah.
Is that Mahomes beverage that you've seen,
No,
or is
that's
that the Kelsey
that's
coffee?
The Logan
or,
Paul.
Oh, the Logan Paul
Jake's
stuff.
brother that he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised Dion's not suing, quite honestly, because immediately I hear that word Prime and I think of Dion. So she said she's going to go watch the Jake Paul fight. And I said, do you know who he's fighting? And she said, Mike Tyson. I said, okay. I said, do you know who Mike Tyson is? No response. An hour later, I text her again. Do you know who Mike Tyson is?
Dad, leave me alone.
No response. Then I question the thing, right? And then I passed out because I had a couple of cocktails. I was tired and I was whatever. And so wake up, watch this fight. I go, you woke me up for this? I said to my wife. I said, well, you're making me watch this old man get beat up by some guy that's on YouTube. And so I go to bed. Wake up the next morning. I said, you never responded to my text. Do you know who Mike Tyson is? She goes, yeah, I watched some videos. I heard he bit an ear. So they were there for the Jake Paul side of things. I was there for the Mike Tyson side of things. which to me made it the perfect event because it was something for everybody, and everybody has Netflix, and that's why 60 million people watched this thing. It crossed over all the generations.
Yeah.
But it stunk.
Yeah, and the other thing that stinks is that you have to, like, deep dive into it because there were so many rules. Like, there were where, like, you couldn't hit a certain way, you couldn't hit bullet, like, all this sort of stuff that he had. And it's like, okay, like, you've trolled us all long enough. Now it's up to you, the rest of people, to go follow this guy's boxing career. Because for me, I mean, if I'm going to say anything, like, I'm just not going to watch him fight anymore because I'm done with the whole, like, I'm going to limp in, like, I'm going to make these stipulations, like, you can't do this. And, you know, it's like, dude, if you want the respect now, because you've had enough of the minor leagues, in my opinion. Like, after you play Madden on pro for so long, it's time to go to all pro. Like, winning every game 49-7 is not fun anymore.
Some people would like that.
I guess, yeah. But I mean, like, when you are this guy, and look, if you're going to keep making money off it, that's fine. But eventually, everyone's going to be on the same old thing that I'm on, which is like, like, this isn't fun anymore. Like, he's fighting these guys that, you know, the meme I think this weekend was like, Jake Paul, and then it was like next opponent, Jimmy Carter in like the hospital bed.
Right, yeah.
Funny, but like kind of serious. Like, you're fighting a 50-year-old Mike Tyson who had a heart failure in the first time they were
Did
getting
you
ready
realize
for the fight.
he had like 8 blood transfusions and saved his life during this thing? Like,
Yeah, I didn't know that he went drawless. I mean, we saw his bare
right.
ass. He kissed that man on the cheek, turned around, and it was just Mike Tyson's ass.
Yeah.
And then the best meme of the weekend was they showed Mike Tyson nude.
That's what happens when you get in your 50s, I guess. You forget to put on your pants the right way.
Each butt cheek. No, I don't think he forgot. I think he just, that's how he rolls.
That was it, yeah.
And on each butt cheek was a Jets emblem.
Oh, I didn't see that one. That's really good. I like
very
that.
good.
So,
but
I mean,
we all fall for it. But like, if Jake
but
Paul,
it's because you said it's because it was Tyson.
It was that,
and he knew that was his super. And to my opinion, that's Jake's super. Like,
do you know how much
he can't get another opponent like that? And if he does, it better not be that same type of fight. And Netflix better not crash.
Did you realize the amount of money that the gate took in for that fight too over the weekend? $18 million they generated in ticket sales at that thing. Yeah. But like that fight really did have everything you could possibly want to let it be known it was a disaster. Number one, you had a 58-year-old in the ring who could barely move fighting against the YouTube star. You had buffering issues that took place. The thing didn't start till 11:30. And then, of course, Jerry Jones's mic cuts out during the thing. Like, it was as perfect as you could get for an event. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong and went wrong. And Jerry Jones is sitting there going, we just took $25 million from these people who can't stream for 2 games on Christmas. And then his mic cuts out, right? Like, it was literally everything you could possibly want from a disaster all the way around. It was a total embarrassment from the production value to the streaming value to the fight value and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But if Jake Paul was fighting anybody else, no chance.
No.
I would have awakened myself to watch that fight. But Mike Tyson again, Tiger Woods, Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Patrick Mahomes, guys that you will always watch and believe have a chance to win no matter the circumstances. I thought Mike Tyson had a chance to win this thing. I was totally wrong. I don't know that Jake Paul won the fight, but I mean, I don't even know that I would call that a fight.
Well, they didn't even get the fight before that with the girls right. The one that won lost, and the one that lost won. Is there a celebrity fight you'd like to see in the future? Because I have a few.
All right.
Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey.
Ooh, nice.
Because they go at it all the time.
Yes.
Now they're on the same team.
Yeah.
Jason Kelsey versus Emmanuel Acho.
Why do you want to see that one? I need more.
I don't like Emmanuel Acho.
I don't either.
They're both on NFL desks. They're both NFL players. They're both roughly the same age, at least. They're both in shape, and I think Jason Kelsey could absolutely destroy somebody. Plus, he'd be fun to watch box. And if he's going to box anybody, let it be Emmanuel Acho.
I'm good with that. I'm glad you said that. I don't like Emmanuel Acho either.
No,
I don't think he adds anything to the equation. No. Nothing. Brings nothing to the party.
He's bait.
And then my last one for fun would be Stephen A. versus Skip Bayless.
Now, see, people would pay for that, though. I would think the sports fan in America would
for sure.
And you may get more than the $60 million.
Oh, yeah.
Netflix. Like,
put that in Dallas.
ESPN is looking to branch out, and if you don't know, they just got Inside the NBA on ESPN. We can get into that. The greatest sports television show is going to ESPN with a twist.
Oh, yeah.
But I think if ESPN Plus wants to generate subscriptions, you start it out, you say Stephen A. versus Skip Bayless, and both of them would get into that ring.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it would be be unbelievable. It would be the hype machine with ESPN. It would be fantastic. I 100% would be in on that.
913-586-7965. Who would you like to see fight? Somebody from the 913 said Muhammad Ali is Jake's next opponent.
Yeah, well, that's what. Yeah.
He probably still couldn't hit him with a punch. McMurray, Bob Fesco, Dusty Luggins here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Coming up on the other side, what's in the script? How wrong were we? Very. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, here we are. We're headed down the home stretch of the football season, and that means you're thinking about new things that you want to eat for that game day spread. Well, I'll tell you, one of our guilty pleasures during football season the last couple of years while eating chips and wings and veggies, all my favorite dips, the Daisy Sour Cream dips are back, and they've got French onion and ranch dips, and I'll tell you something, these dips are a game changer. If you've not had the Daisy Sour Cream dips yet, you need to get to your grocery store and get some. The French onion one is absolutely my favorite. The kiddos, they love the ranch dip, and they're as good as the homemade dips that you can make yourself because they have real herbs and spices and ingredients you will find in your own kitchen. So go to your local grocer today, find those Daisy Sour Cream dips, get the French onion, get the ranch. You won't be disappointed. It's Daisy Dips.
Attention veterans and active military. Overhead Door Company of Kansas City is doubling their usual veterans discount on all products and services in November. This means veterans and active military get 10% off all month at Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. Choose a new garage door opener, or any service or repair and save 10%. Schedule a free in-home estimate for your new garage door, or schedule your annual garage door tune-up before winter really sets in. Schedule online at overheaddoorkc.com. or call 816-221-0072.
Hey investors, this is JD again with Crossroads Investment Lending. Still wanting to get in that fix and flip game? Don't have the money? Maybe you've always wanted to get yourself a rental property. We can help you get in the door. Call the fix and flip guys at Crossroads Investment Lending, 913-766-2900, or go to kclend.com. That's KCLEND.com. Get started in the fix and flip game. What are you waiting for? That's Crossroads Investment Lending, 913-766-2900 or kclend.com.
Well, let me tell you about my friend Dawn Sharp. She is absolutely unbelievably awesome, and her team is just as good. These folks know how to sell houses here in Kansas City. And when Sharp Homes team does their job, all you have to do is pack. It's simple. The Sharp Homes team, led by Dawn Sharp, is known for their courtesy, professionalism, and unwavering commitment to their clients. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned homeowner, Team Sharp's agents are patient, attentive, and dedicated to guiding you through the complexities of the home search process. They cut through the often overwhelming steps and streamline every detail, ensuring clients find the peaceful home they're searching for. Like one client, a soldier and veteran, said, "I can't help but salute their efforts with a heartfelt hoorah for a job well done by an alpha team in real estate." Dawn and her team will bring you the most buyers. On average, they sell a home every 72 hours, and the Sharp Homes team can give you options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Well, contact them to discuss their instant offer program. Contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. You can check them out on Google at Sharp Homes Team and see their over 200 5-star Google and Zillow reviews, or just visit them at homesforsaleinkc.com. That's homesforsaleinkc.com, and start packing.
Diamonds Direct's biggest and most spectacular sale of the year is starting now. For the first time, it's bigger than ever. Take 20% off virtually everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, everything to make this holiday sparkle. This weekend, we're decking the halls with an expanded selection and top designers' appearances in the store. 20% off now through Sunday. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. Open all weekend. For the best selection, quality, and price, shop direct. Get details at diamondsdirect.com.
Truck drivers, don't wait until 2025 to find a more reliable career. At Schneider, you'll enjoy reliable freight, a consistent schedule, the home time you want, and top quality driver support. No matter what kind of driving job or home time you're looking for, we have an opportunity for you. Plus, by driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy throughout the holiday season and into the new year. Don't wait. Search jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling, serving all of KC.
At Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling, we turn icy cold rooms into toasty retreats. Comfort Systems is your winter rescue team. Comforting people is what we do. Comfort Systems is right for you. MyComfortSystems.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Renner Garage Door, RENNER, forward and back. Kansas side 70 eastbound heavy from 635 over past 18th Street Expressway, but the earlier accident at the split with 670 has cleared. Whether you need a new Smart LiftMaster opener, service, repair, or brand new garage door, Renner Garage Door has you covered. Locally owned, top rated, RENNER, forward and back. RennerDoor.com, touchdown Renner. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You're listening to the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your new home for Chiefs football. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Back here on 96.5 The Fan. Fesco, Mac, and Dusty with you on a Monday morning. A very, well,
moist,
par for the course weather. Somebody says, as we go back to the question we asked about which celebrities you'd like to watch fight after that disgusting puke job of a fight with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, Myles Garrett versus TJ Watt. TJ Watt would get his ass kicked.
I agree.
He's just way bigger, isn't he?
What about Myles Garrett versus Mason Rudolph?
I mean, Myles Garrett versus, like, Chris Jones is where I would be.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be good.
I don't know if I'm Chris Jones. I want to get into that ring, though.
How about Myles Garrett versus Aaron Donald?
Be tough for Aaron Donald.
Skinny pop.
Be tough for Donald.
I don't know if there's anybody that takes.
I don't know. I guess Donald's he's like 6 foot. He's lower to the ground. It'd be hard. I don't know.
Myles Garrett just scares the hell out of me.
Because what was crazy is I watched the UFC fight the next night. Way better.
Real fighting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, obviously. Like, John Jones did like a spin heel kick to the guy's ribs, and we all that were watching were like,
is there anybody that's still a boxing fan?
Probably. I mean, if the fight's right, like I think every time that.
But who's the next though? Like there was always somebody in the heavyweight division that you could look at. Like,
well, for a while it was what was it? He went by the Gypsy King. What's his name?
The Tiger King. That guy.
Fury? No.
Yeah, Fury. Tyson Fury.
I think boxing has turned into more of a sideshow now, with like these, like what we saw the other night, like these celebrity matches as opposed to the real. Like, until boxing can figure out, and we've said this for 30 years, I feel like now, until boxing can get the heavyweight division figured out, they don't have anything.
Yeah. That's
just my 2 cents.
It's glorified WWE at this point. It really is.
Yeah. Well, and just UFC just took off.
Like,
it became more entertaining. The more names were there, the more entertainment. Like, storylines were there. Boxing's it's good. You just don't have good fighters.
Right.
Like, I'm sure you have good fighters. You just don't have that. It's like baseball, man.
You don't need it. But baseball, I was talking to somebody yesterday about baseball being back. Like, we're in a renaissance because of the players.
Right.
And that's where boxing needs to go. And that's why they keep rolling out. Who's going to watch boxing? Nobody. Mike Tyson's fighting? Sure, I'll put it on.
Somebody said Rosie Perez is the only boxing fan left.
What in the hell? Like, Rosie Perez was on that
By
broadcast,
the way,
right?
I know we did this on Friday, and I feel bad after listening to it because I feel like we picked on you. But have you seen White Men Can't Jump?
No.
Okay.
No, not a chance.
No. I was be mad if you're like, well, I saw the one that had that Jack Harlow guy in it. I'm like,
no, not the remake. We were at a bar on Friday, like about 7 o'clock or whatever the time of day it was, and the fight starts to come on, and we're looking at it like, that looks like Rosie Perez. We're like, no chance, Rosie Perez. Oh my God, it's Rosie Perez calling the boxing match.
Why, you stupid?
I mean, where did they find Rosie Perez? Can somebody explain that one to me?
Hoyle's house.
Is there something I'm missing on this one as to why she was part of the broadcast because, like, $500, please, of people you haven't heard from in years. And then Rosie Perez shows up. Like, not that I hated it, but I'm like, that was random, was it not?
You couldn't have put this in the script for Thanksgiving Day, but you will get Cooper Rush versus Tommy DeVito. I hope you enjoy that,
baby. Chicken parm versus Cooper Rush.
Is that chicken Alfredo?
Oh, God, yeah. What is Cooper Rush? If he were a chicken dish, what would he be?
Cordon bleu?
I had some of that the other day from Hy-Vee. It was really good.
All right, here we go. I don't know who's going first, Mac, but I know that we all got this wrong and way wrong.
Yeah, brought to you by our friends at Foaling. I don't think we got the script right this week, but maybe you guys did. I know we did.
I think this is a game where the Chiefs actually start quick on offense. They come out, they're ready. The script looks good, no pun intended. And it's one of the only times that's going to happen this season, that it's happened this season, where they come out firing on all cylinders on offense. The run game's competent as usual. D-Hop, Kelsey, they own the first drive. They own this game in general. We got a splash of Hardman in that first drive. I don't know why. I just think we got a jet sweep, little screen pass. Hardman has a good play. Josh Allen makes the Chiefs defense look average for 3 quarters, and then Spags says, you know what? I figured you out. Exotic blitzes, here you come, man coverage, zone coverage. You don't know what you're getting. Allen looks confused. And on the other end, that's when the Bills are tired. They're going to be craving buffalo sauce. Kareem Hunt's going to be taking his toll on that defense. Chris Jones will come in clutch with a sack in the 4th quarter. And Sean McDermott's going to make some sort of bad decision at the end of this game. It'll re-emphasize that conversation that it seems like we've had every season. Like, is this the year? Is this it for McDermott? He's going to make another bad decision. I don't know if that's a timeout or bad clock management. The Chiefs will get the ball back, and they'll be able to run out the clock with a couple of first downs. Chiefs go 10-0, winning this one 31-24. Yikes.
Yeah,
this is the game every year. This is the one that I get excited for. This is the edge of the seat game for me. There's a possibility I DoorDash Parliament lights to the house. I'm dead serious. I don't know why this game does it to me, but it does. But I think this is a big DeAndre Hopkins game, a big Travis Kelce game. I tweeted out earlier, if you missed it, at Dusty Lykin. Travis Kelce averages 6 catches for 78 yards in this game against Buffalo. In his last 4 games, Travis Kelce's been a monster. So has Patrick Mahomes. But I think this is a big Travis Kelce game. I think you lean on your veterans. I also like Juju Smith-Schuster for about 3 catches for about 20 yards. But I feel he gets a huge first down late in the game when they need it most, like a 7-yard pass play where D-Hop is bracketed, Kelsey's out of the play, and it just a nice little check out to Juju Smith-Schuster, gets that first down, and it's like, glad we got that guy back. I do believe the new kicker misses a field goal for the Chiefs, but it won't lose them the game. But again, big Kelsey game and a big closeout from Kareem Hunt. Last week, Kareem Hunt had a lot of all-purpose yards, not a lot of rushing yards. The rushing game was kind of taken away. Only had like 39 rushing yards, I believe, in that game. I think the Chiefs win this game by 4. I think they win this game 24-20.
This is going to be one for the ages, and it will come down to the final possession. Buffalo, as we know, will take an early lead. Pretty much been the script all year for the Chiefs. Then their defense will settle in. The Chiefs will get the running game going early, and that's going to lead to a big day by Travis Kelce. As you mentioned the numbers earlier, Travis against Buffalo is pretty darn good. He'll have another wow game for the Chiefs, make it 4 in a row for Travis Kelce. It'll be a one-score game at halftime. Second half, the Bills will score a touchdown, but that'll be it. Same with the Chiefs. The Bills will have their final possession, and Josh Allen will benefit from a 3rd down defensive holding call that will extend their shot at winning. It won't happen. The defense comes up with its biggest stop of the season. They blindside Josh Allen, cause him to float one in the air, and it's intercepted by Chris Jones. Chiefs get the ball back, kneel on it to win 24-17.
Well, you can't win them all, boys.
No, you really can't.
Big Travis Kelce game.
Huge Travis Kelce game.
2 for 7.
Forgot it was the regular season and not the playoffs. Rerun those scripts for the postseason, and I think we'll be dead on.
That would be fun.
I think I'd save those and see if that plays out when we go to the playoffs against Buffalo, because I think that was kind of a playoff game. Did anybody else feel like the new kicker's extra points were as high as they could possibly be?
They made me hold my breath. I was like, that's a little tight.
Like a little kind of like, he just looked like the kid you found on the schoolyard. Here, wear number 40. Go out there and kick. But every kick, even my kids are like, how high is that extra point? My God, it was over the fence or the net. I mean, whew.
The closest we got to was a Juju Smith-Schuster catch.
Yeah.
That's it.
One catch. Yeah.
Follow me into the freedom. But that just goes to show you, we know nothing.
We nailed that, though. I'll tell you. That was, whew. It's like taking candy from a baby.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Yeah. No, that was like the baby just getting candy and throwing it on the ground.
Yeah.
Here's your opportunity to be really smart about this game or not.
You dumbasses.
Yeah, 913.
I mean, we couldn't have been more wrong.
So bad.
You did text me something, though, about Xavier Worthy. Did I get something right about Xavier Worthy? You go, there's your guy making the plays or something.
I think that was about Caliendo.
That was Caliendo.
Yeah.
I was just saying that's a typical,
I thought that at the moment, too, though, Bob.
I feel like that's one of those things where, like, that gets Bob Fesco to smile during a Chiefs
The Caliendo.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Caliendo,
Frank.
more catches and more yards.
Is his first name Frank?
His name is Mike.
Mike
Caliendo.
And then, of course, Romo goes into Jim.
Oh, God. 913-586-7965. I kind of want to know how you're feeling. I know the text messages will take over. If you want to call, feel free. Again, it's 913-586-7965. Positives, negatives, how you feeling on this Monday at 8 o'clock here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
2 years ago, our house got hit by a storm, and we needed a new roof. That's when I called my friend Jimmy over at Manning Roofing, and I said, hey, get out here. I think we got some hail damage to our roof. And Jimmy came out with Manning Roofing, is like, yeah, you do have some hail damage. We can get started tomorrow on that new roof. And immediately, Manning Roofing went to work, and they gave us the new roof on our house. They were awesome. They were attentive, and they had somebody on site the entire time that can kind of walk you through the process and answer all your questions while the crews were up there working very, very hard. And those crews have been working hard together for so many years at Manning Roofing. Most of their crews have been together for 5 years or more. And I think that's important because these folks love working at Manning Roofing. Everybody you come in contact with loves their job, loves working for Manning Roofing, and loves what they do. And that's important when you're getting a new roof put on your house. You want folks who love their job on your roof, putting that new one on for you. And Manning is a true general contractor, so that means they can do your gutters, your windows, your siding, anything that gets damaged in the storm. Manning Roofing is a one-stop shop. So get in touch with them today at manninggc.com. That's manninggc.com. Or give them a call, 816-448-8208. Manning is my one-stop shop for roofs, gutters, siding, and windows. The choice is simple. It's Manning Roofing.
When it comes to beef, nothing tops world-class highly marbled Wagyu. Booth Creek Wagyu's Overland Park Meat Market is ready to elevate your beef. Their farm-to-fork commitment brings this intensely rich and flavorful beef from the tall grass prairies north of Manhattan, Kansas, directly to your table. Stop into the store to see what our customers are calling the jewelry store of beef and taste the difference. Our in-store experts are sampling freshly seared Wagyu 7 days a week. Located in the shops at Deer Creek Woods at 135th and Metcalf. Winchester at Lake City Army Ammunition Plant in Independence is the largest manufacturer of small caliber ammunition for the U.S. military. They're hiring technicians starting at $26.72 an hour with a $1,000 hiring bonus. Excellent day one benefits include medical, dental, educational support, paid time off, and company retirement contributions up to 8%. Join Winchester and serve the U.S. warfighter. It's more than a job. It's a mission. Apply at winchester.com/careers.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards RealFit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this. If something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. Black Friday starts now. Trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Hurry into Verizon this Black Friday. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Whew, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la. Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, 29 southbound, slows past Parvin. It stays off again, on again, heavy all the way into downtown. From there, Kansas side, 18th Street Expressway southbound, very slow from I-70 down towards Metropolitan with an accident. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Bob Fesco, Dusty Likens, McMurray. That's Samari. Man, I'm excited for that chicken cutlet sandwich on Friday. From the fine folks at Jasper's.
I'm excited for the fact that Tommy DeVito's the starting quarterback for the Giants.
Cowboys, Houston, Texans tonight. How much will you watch?
Probably will
Really?
not find myself
I wondered if
near
you turn that
game.
on.
No.
7:30 start. I will watch the entire thing.
Will you? Yeah, probably not
dude.
going to find my way there. Chiefs lose. I'm kind of like, meh. Didn't watch much of this. Little bit of the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Meh. Is the Manning cast on tonight? I'll probably tune in for that more than the game. But the Dallas Cowboys, what are they bringing to the table this time of year? Right? Cooper Rush, you said.
Mm-hmm. Thanksgiving Day, Cooper Rush versus Tommy DeVito. Cody just said, talk to your family about politics or watch Cooper Rush versus Tommy DeVito. Said probably Tommy DeVito and Cooper Rush still.
Yeah.
But I would rather play Uno than watch those two zeros. We go to Melvin. What's your thoughts after that Chiefs-Bills game? Melvin, go ahead.
Hey, Dustin, Bob. I'm not really worried about the loss because we know Andy and Spack both are tacticians, so they're probably not showing anything because everybody we'd have to play in the playoffs. We've already played this year, or they're on an upcoming schedule. So it's no big deal. Now, the undefeated season would have been a byproduct, but we all know the main goal is the Super Bowl. And thanks a lot for taking my call.
Yeah, you got it, man. That's kind of the way I feel. They don't show anything. I mean, it was a very, very vanilla game plan, and what they do in the postseason against Buffalo is going to be completely different because I just want to kind of piggyback off of what Melvin said. You sent a text of snap counts. Why do I care about snap counts? And Matt goes, I'll tell you in a minute why you should care about snap counts.
Yeah, that is a very grouchy response.
Yeah, but I mean, but why, though?
Like, God, dude. Like, why?
Here are the snap counts. Oh, great, because I got nothing else to do.
Or maybe be like, hey, man, like, what's the relevance of this?
Yeah.
Like, we never do this.
Yeah,
Instead of
so
being like, why are you sending this to me? I don't care.
I'm very blunt in how I feel about
It's
things.
ironic because it's actually in support of what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a prime example of why this game is not at all a picture of what's going to happen in the playoffs. The snap counts.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins played less than 50% of the snaps yesterday. That's not the case in January.
No.
Leo Chenal played less than 50% of the snaps yesterday. I doubt that's the case. Josh Uche, we were talking about where is he? He played 5 snaps yesterday. We're going to get him going. Hollywood Brown, not that like the snap counts to me.
Did Hollywood play yesterday?
0% of the snaps, man.
What about Pacheco?
0% of the snaps.
DeAndre Hopkins one is the interesting one.
weird.
Yeah. And well, how much did Travis play yesterday, too?
80% of the snaps.
Is that a lot? Is that
That's
normal?
a lot.
Is
That's
that
a lot.
okay? That's a lot. So, but they didn't even look at Travis Kelce all day.
No, they did not.
You know?
I think the one I looked at was, if you can look at it real quick, so I can get my phone out and look at it, but I think it was like the thing that I took away from it was the Chiefs had 55 offensive snaps and Buffalo had 70 something. Because there was like 70 plays on the defensive side for McDuffie and all those guys who played 100%
That's
snap.
a lot, man. Like,
so
the
we
defense
got
was
out,
getting gassed.
Yeah, we got out snapped.
Yeah. 18 more plays than us.
18 more. That's 2 more possessions.
Huge. And
It's
one,
massive.
obviously, is the interception to start the game. But you got that back when you intercepted
Not only that,
him.
they were converting on third down.
They were converting on third downs.
And that was a tough part.
And that sucks. I mean, and it wasn't like it was all 3rd and 2s either. I mean, there were 3rd and 8s, there were 3rd and 9s, there were 3rd and 11s. Like, they were converting on everything. And really, for the first time, I saw like a Josh Allen-led team or an anybody-led team who didn't care what the 3rd and distance was against the Chiefs. Like, that's always been kind of my MO. 3rd and 11 is better than 3rd and 1, in my opinion, because I can't get a yard. But, like, for the first time I saw, it didn't matter. It was 3rd and a mile, and Josh Allen said, screw this, we're going to get the first down, and they were able to do that. The Leo Chenal one is interesting, too, because
I thought so.
I think that could be the guy that potentially spies Josh Allen in the postseason. But, again, they're not going to show their hand at this time of the year. There's nothing to gain by going out there and getting overly prepared for a game that you're going to be playing again most likely in a couple of months, where they can sit back and go, all right, remember the first time they played us, this is what they did, this is how they stopped us. They allowed Buffalo to have success, maybe some false success yesterday, because when they see them in January, it's not going to be the same game plan at all, and Buffalo's going to have their work cut out for them when the game truly matters at Arrowhead.
I think the other thing that I noticed about this matchup this year, because I know that there are many things you can pick away from this game, is that Buffalo knows what they have to do against the Chiefs. And they are the one team that I will say that we've had questions along, like Tampa Bay, Todd Bowles, were like, why didn't he go for 2? Like, you have to know. Like, Buffalo, the way I look at this is like they've gotten to the final level so many times, and they know that they have to either go underneath the big boss when he jumps in the air or jump over it and attack him from the other side, because that's where the vulnerability is. The Bills are not going to give Patrick Mahomes a chance. They gave him 13 seconds. It was too much. They played him in the playoffs. They can't beat him. They've, missed field goal and opportunities. They know that they have to play perfect, and they know that they have to get lucky a few times while going for it on a 4th down. 4th and 2, and the Chiefs not spying is either part of Bob Fesco's theory, where a guy was, they're not going to show everything, or the text lines theory, where a guy was a spy, but he got drawn to the flat, and it took away and gave Josh Allen the open middle. Maybe. Or maybe that's just one thing where it's like, we're going to show this defense to see how they react in it. I know there's a video that goes way back to Ed Reed and Peyton Manning, where Peyton Manning, I think, threw an interception in the end zone, and he knew that he did something wrong because he saw that Ed Reed had picked up on a move. So they played again in the playoffs, and Peyton Manning remembered that play, pump faked, Ed jumped, all-world safety, and the guy was open because Peyton Manning remembered that play. Maybe you take that setup and whatever that play was in the regular season where you can afford to have a hiccup.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed is that Buffalo has no longer and will no longer give Mahomes the option if they can help it, because
smart. Other teams should do that.
And what do we always hear when teams lose, like a 3 or a 4-point game?
We gave Mahomes an extra opportunity.
And you can't beat the Chiefs and Mahomes with field goals. No. You have to give your offense a chance. I know that defense is good, but now you know why Brett Veach has made that defense what it is. He knows teams are going to be more aggressive, so you've got to have something else that sticks out. And when you have that and you see Buffalo do that, because honestly, guys, I don't see other teams do this outside of Buffalo, and that's it. I mean, when you play other teams, I guess Atlanta did it, going for 4th down twice, not converting, but I'm not mad about that. You're telling yourself, we're not giving 15 the ball. We've been burned by this. Others have too, and we know what we need to do to go forward. It's up to your defense to stop them, and if they play this game in January in the AFC Championship game, you're not going to see a lot of punts from Buffalo unless it merits it, where they're in their own territory and they have to do it to flip the field.
Well, you're going to see a lot more stops in January, too, from this Chiefs defense. You're going to see Chris Jones play a better game. You're going to see a better spy. And you mentioned the spy, like losing track or whatever. Did you see the dudes who were spying Mahomes? They weren't losing track of anything. They were on Mahomes the entire time, and that's what you have to be. So that's why I don't buy that there was a spy on Josh Allen.
I don't think there was.
You got one job, and that's to watch this person, and nobody else can get in your or peripheral, right? That's why it's called the spy. You're focused in on that one guy. If you lose track of that, you weren't spying that guy, or you're just really bad at your job.
He's cover zero.
I did think it was interesting the way Tony Romo broke down the Bills' defense with Mahomes, because they were like, they're just taking the edges straight, and the minute Mahomes moved outside of a tackle, their spy was just
right there,
straight to Mahomes.
Right there.
It doesn't matter. So like that was something that now you see. You know how to like bait those guys on it, but. I mean, look, man, that's...
And they're going to have something in their playbook for that come January, right? We're going to fake, and they're going to get outside, and there's going to be somebody there who's going to pop it over the top or out to the side. Or see, this is the type of game where Andy Reid lets you get a little something, right? Give you a little taste, right? You got to win in the regular season. Slam the door when it matters most. Like, yeah, exactly. There will be a fumble-rooski or bumble-rooski or bundle-rooski. I do like that Boondale and Save. Boondale and Save. Boondale and Save, right? But I thought that Tony Romo actually said something yesterday that most teams in the NFL need to hear. He goes, Buffalo's not afraid to go win this game. And I think there are a lot of teams in this league that have been afraid to try to win games against the Chiefs because they can't, and they know they can't. Buffalo knows they can. They have a quarterback that does something probably better than anybody else, right? And that's utilize his legs in those type of situations. Josh Allen is a deadly runner, just like Patrick Mahomes is a deadly runner. And that's not taking anything away from Lamar. He's a different kind of runner. Josh Allen is a deadly runner. He kills you, rips your heart out with his legs. That's what Patrick Mahomes does. They know when to run, they know how to run, and they get the yards necessary on those runs. But I think when we see these two teams again, it's going to be completely different. It's going to be a DeAndre Hopkins game. It's going to be a Travis Kelce game.
Yes.
It's going to be a Leo Chenal game. It's going to be one of those games where they're baiting Buffalo into doing all this kind of stuff, and then they pull the old okey doke and go, ha, you got the regular season, we get the playoffs.
Looking over the numbers of the game, team stat-wise, Chiefs were 5 of 10 on third down. Buffalo was 9 of 15.
Yeah, 60% they converted. Yeah.
Third downs, man.
Gosh, man.
Rushing yards, Buffalo had 104, Kansas City had 78. I'll call that a wash. Total yards, 366 to 259. So 100 yards more, 107 more for Buffalo. 2 interceptions thrown to 1, not good. 4 punts to 3.
Yeah, you count that interception at the end, though. Yeah, it wasn't in the course of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Chiefs get all the calls. They had more penalties than Buffalo, 6 to 3.
There was a completely missed offensive pass interference on Buffalo. If we want to talk about getting all the calls, I mean, my God.
Which would be all the rage right now on social media. It'd be all anyone's talking about if that was the Chiefs.
Right.
Yeah. And then Buffalo had the ball for almost 10 minutes longer than the Chiefs.
That's massive.
Yeah. It's huge. He couldn't get off the field. For the first time in 2 years, we saw the defense not get off the field. It happens.
2 third and longs on that last drive, I think, and the 4th and 2.
Yeah.
So, you had the chances.
Yep. And you let them off the hook.
Yep.
You know, they are who we thought we were, as we like to say. But you let them off the hook. You got to find a way to do better on defense.
And I think Dusty brought up a great point. Like they know all the controls to this game. Like they've been on YouTube and they've like, how do we beat this level? Okay, this is what this boss does. Like they know all the cheat codes. So now it's like, okay, it's up to the Chiefs to, okay, now you've got to level up. Now you've got to come up with a new wrinkle. And like you've mentioned, Bob, I mean, Andy Reid's already in the lab, dude. He's got it going.
Well, yeah, and he's getting guys back. There will be guys on that field in January that were not on that field yesterday.
For sure.
From a running back and a wide receiver standpoint.
No doubt about it. I mean, and not only that, but they will have a completely style-ran offense by the time they get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like we saw that last year, right? They didn't know who was going to be the guy they were going to throw to because they didn't know who's going to catch the ball. After Christmas is when they changed it. After Christmas.
Right, and we're before Thanksgiving.
Right. After Christmas, they were, now I know both seasons are different, but after Christmas, they were literally like, it is Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco. That's what we're going with forward, and we don't need to talk about anything else. And that's what they did. And then that's when MVS became a surprise. Oh, Baltimore Ravens game, close it out. You're going to guard Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce. Blip, there's MVS.
You know what's also going to happen in the playoffs? Worthy's going to understand where the sidelines are. Mahomes is going to hit him on that play, and that's going to be a touchdown.
Every time. That's 100% on Worthy.
No, I agree.
No, I said Mahomes will hit him, and, you know, I think going back and watching it this morning, Mahomes needs to be better on that.
Yeah, because that's a pinpoint throw that with his speed, and you hit him.
Yeah, you hit him in stride, that's a touchdown. He had to kind of contort. Yeah.
Oh, and just loft it up. Yeah. Just let him find it. Don't throw it to the sideline. There's so much room there.
I mean, I know it's blasphemy to say that Patrick Mahomes can work on something, but going back and looking at that one this morning, that's more on Mahomes than it is on Worthy on this one.
That's not bad because, I mean, that's essentially like Rory McIlroy not having his driver. It's like, hey, man, like this guy bombs at 340 yards. We know he can hit that club. We've seen it. We know it. It's his best club in his bag. But for 2 weeks or 2 tournaments, he's just not hitting it true. All he had to do was go to the lab, get back to it, and maybe Mahomes just has to do that. Like, okay, like when he hits here and I know that, I can throw it here. So, I mean, again, like I know it's week 11, and they still haven't really meshed. They've had that play against the Chargers that he hit over the top, that he scored a touchdown that looked like they had figured it out. But this is back-to-back weeks where there's been missed opportunities with big plays to Xavier Worthy. Even though he did have, 4 for 61 and a touchdown, could have been 6 for 120 and 2 touchdowns.
Let me ask you this. Do you think they miss on that play again this year, if you're a betting man? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say this thing gets figured out against Carolina. We see, now that not that that's a great test, but you still need to see some positives. You need to see that play work for your own doing. I think they're going to start hitting on that play. I think Mahomes is going to take that one personal.
Yeah, and I think you can use it as fuel. I mean, like I said, it's a good football team, so nothing to hang your head on. I'm losing to them, but we feel like we can play better. So we'll get back to work and try to use this as a spark so that we can be a better football team in the end. And the undefeated thing was cool, but that's not our ultimate goal, so we'll keep building towards that.
So today you walk in, you see highlights of the game, and that Worthy pass is probably the first one that they show and go over and over and over. We got to hit this play. We got to hit this play. We got to hit this play. Because the immediate reaction from everybody was, because my phone blew up, all your friends and whatnot, about Worthy doesn't know where the sidelines are, all this kind of stuff. We talked about this, rinse and repeat. And then you go back and you look at it and you're like, I think there's more on the quarterback on this one than the wide receiver, right?
Look, you talk about how the Chiefs need to get back in the lab. I think there's, a lot of work Mahomes can do. This is probably his worst year as a starter, which I know that we sit back, we're like, well, what's his worst year? Like Daniel Jones would beg for that year. We're not having that conversation. We're talking about Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we're talking about the guy that is the cream of the crop, the best of the best. And when he's not the best of the best, he'll own it. And, we'll get this, sort of notice or this we'll find out when we realize what he wasn't doing right. And again, I will say he has not been the best version of himself. That's a fair statement to make. I think everybody agrees to that. The other thing
how much of that is, and let me interrupt you just one second, is on that left tackle spot being so weak.
That's where I was going.
Okay.
Now, I think the other part of it is that there are some trust issues with his blind side.
Yeah.
And he's got to throw it quicker, or he's got to do it faster, or he's got to
you never want to do it faster.
Create. Sometimes you do if you're in an airplane. And, you got to realize, okay, what do I have? Because I don't know what I have all the time. And I got 2 seconds to make this play. And that Worthy play that he goes deep on, it's not a quick play. You have to have time to get him open. Now, I'm okay to admit that. I think that he can be better, but he's still the best in the league, and I trust that he will get better and he will show that he's working on something because something's not there. I think there's a little bit of you are unfortunate that you don't have your number 1 and number 2 wide receiver that you had in camp going forward. So that offense was completely taken off the books in the first preseason game.
It was off the books in the first play of the preseason game.
And then your new playbook that you had to revamp because you've lost Hollywood Brown and now you have Rashee Rice, that playbook's gone by week 4.
Yep.
So now you're only, 7 weeks into the new sort of system that you're running, and it's with a rookie wide receiver, a guy that's never played on this team before, and a guy that you brought back in Juju Smith-Schuster. Oh, and by the way, your running back's out.
That's right.
So, it's been
and
his
Kareem
worst
Hunt is
season.
showing 30.
Right. But let's also look at everything. And I know that we're, getting called homers or whatever. It's just the quarterback needs to be better. That's what we're saying.
But these aren't excuses. These are logical conversation points to have.
Jared Goff has not had anybody out other than Jamison Williams, but he still has had Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Now, Sam Laporta just went out, but he hasn't been an issue all year. He hasn't been the big guy. But, I mean, their defense is the one that got hurt. But, these guys that are having big years, they're doing it without injuries. Or they're doing it without massive injuries.
And that's why what Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are doing is so much more impressive than what anybody else is doing at this point in time because they're finding ways to win when they basically had all of their weapons taken away from them.
And what I'm also ready for is let him play pissed. Let him. God forbid you let him figure it out because when he does and he's doing all these numbers towards the end of the season when he's playing big, meaningful games like Pittsburgh, Houston, Denver, and the Chargers, and all of a sudden
there's 4 big games coming up at the end of the year.
Better believe it.
Yeah.
You get 2 buys. You get Cleveland and you get Carolina.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's go time. And if Patrick Mahomes does that, and all of a sudden we start seeing the 325, 3 touchdowns, no picks, and it's all of a sudden week after week after week, it's like, all right, man, this guy's pissed off.
Yeah, he's pissed, and he's going to figure it out, and they're now getting healthier again, too. I think having Isaiah Pacheco back is going to be one of the biggest injury additions back to this team than we've seen in quite some time. And I know, like, we look at the running back position in the NFL at times and poo-poo it. We have seen this year it is much more important than it's ever been, and I think a lot of that reason has to do with the stars that play defensive end in this league on just about every single team. They can get up the field. They can get after the quarterback. There's so much talent on the defensive side of the field, and you've got to find a way to counteract that. And a good running game will absolutely 100% counteract that. So you're getting Isaiah Pacheco back at the prime time for this offense. Hopefully Hollywood Brown gets back into this offense as well, and you get moving in the right direction. But I think having the running back coming into the equation now with Isaiah Pacheco, the ability to split carries with him and Kareem Hunt, I think is going to be wonderful for this offense. It's going to be completely different.
Your backfield's going to look similar to Pittsburgh's, and they're just doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, they're good.
Like Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, that's their handcuff back there. And like, I get it. I'm not thinking that Isaiah Pacheco is going to run for 70 and Kareem Hunt's going to run for 70 for every game. But I will say this, like, I mean, hey, dude, let Mahomes figure it out. Let him get pissed off. You know, let him hear the narratives. Let him hear.
No, and he will this week. I'm sure it's already starting across the league that, you know, Josh Allen is the better quarterback. He's now past Mahomes as the best quarterback in the NFL. Buffalo's passing the Chiefs as the best team in the AFC. You know, all of that stuff.
Where do you think they have the Chiefs in power rankings?
This week, I'm going to guess they probably just like 6th or something. Like somebody will drop him down.
I bet it's 3rd. I bet it's Detroit, Buffalo, Kansas City.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe Pittsburgh ahead of him, but probably not.
No.
Probably Pittsburgh.
Stephen
at 4.
A will put him ahead of him. Stephen A will have Pittsburgh at 3rd.
100% he will.
Has he been having Pittsburgh really high?
He's had Pittsburgh it's like 3 or 4 the last couple of weeks on Stephen A's list.
And what are they, 8-2 now?
Yes.
They are.
Leading the AFC North.
Yeah.
And they benched a quarterback at a 4-2 record and haven't lost since.
They're great. It's Tomlin, man. I tell you, that's why I love the guy. He's an unbelievable head coach. The fact that he's doing this with Russell Wilson,
it's incredible. Let's see if he can do it in the playoffs.
With Russell Wilson, they're winning that division where Baltimore is going to win this thing, or Cincinnati's going to win this thing.
Baltimore is the best team we've ever seen, I thought, right?
Well, that's what I've been told.
That's what I thought.
That's
okay,
what I was told.
Gotcha.
Is Greenberg still hanging on to that one?
See, like, that's a tougher Monday than Kansas City. Like
100%.
Baltimore losing to go to 7-4 is much more of a down day than Kansas City losing to Buffalo.
Especially since you didn't give up a touchdown. This is the second game now that Pittsburgh has won without scoring a touchdown.
Been there, done that.
I know, we've seen that, and it's always 18 points.
And this is the best offense in the league, one of the best offenses of all time, the stats, the MVP. Can it put up 20 points?
And it's the same kicker.
Yeah.
It's Boswell,
yeah,
dude.
It's Boswell.
And speaking of kickers, man, Tucker, he's done.
It's
over.
Yeah.
Kelsey broke that dude.
Yep.
He's done.
Also, did you see that kid did you see that guy for Cleveland? Dude, that guy missed 3 field goals inside 35 yards.
No. Who was it?
What's his name? Hopkins?
Dustin Hopkins.
Dustin Hopkins. Not only
Never
that, he missed one. He's been
Was he
there
in
forever.
Rain Man?
No, that's funny. Fart. But no, he missed a field goal. There was a flag, so it didn't happen. It was offsides on the defense.
So kick it again.
They got a first down. So Cleveland went, didn't score, or didn't get it, and then all of a sudden, 4th down and 3, kicked again, missed it again.
Oh God!
And previously had missed one earlier, all wide left.
Stop relying on your kickers.
Just yips, dude.
Oh God!
Just yips.
That's a shame. You hate to see it, Cleveland. You really do. You hate to see Cleveland suffer.
Yeah. It says warts. That's what it says on the rundown for the next topic. We'll explain on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
Fesco and Dusty.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending want to help you save some money. It's that time of year where you're going to have holiday bills come due, end of the year bills come due, all that kind of stuff. And you're thinking to yourself, boy, if I could just get a little financial freedom for the next 2 months, I would be able to pay this kind of stuff off. And I'd like to lower my mortgage payment as well. Well, there's a chance you can with my friends over at Golden Oak Lending. You have to take their free mortgage checkup right now, because when you do have a refinance loan at Golden Oak Lending, the average cash-out customer saves $1,104 per month, and that's a huge savings every single month. We've refinanced with Golden Oak Lending a few times. Just recently did it again as well, and they are awesome. You call them and you say, hey, I'm interested in this free mortgage checkup Fesco was talking about on the radio, and they'll say, cool, let's get you ready to go. They'll walk you through the process. They'll ask you about your financial goals, and it costs nothing. It is absolutely 100% free to get that free mortgage checkup. No paperwork, no credit card required. Just call 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. And when you refinance, you skip a mortgage payment for the next 2 months. You'd love to be going into the first of the year, maybe not having to make a mortgage payment until February. So get them on the phone today, 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
'Tis the season of giving from the Kansas Lottery. So instead of one gift, give 2 or 3. With holiday instant tickets from $1 to $20, don't sweat last-minute gifts because you will have plenty. Forget about Santa and his super fast sleigh when the folks on your list can win up to $100K. Give Kansas Lottery holiday instant tickets this season. They're festive as heck and the winnings are pleasing. See kslottery.com for all the details. Sorry, this holiday story has gone off the rails.
Always better with a roof from JR.
We've had more than our fair share of hail and wind this year. Are you playing Roofer Roulette? That's when you bet your roof and your home on the first random roofer to ring your doorbell. Why do that when JR & Company offers a free hail and wind report online at jrstormcheck.com? Just plug in your address and we'll pull a multi-year storm report. You'll know exactly what your roof has been put through and if you even need an inspection. If you do, no one is more thorough and works better with your insurance than locally owned, veteran-owned JR & Company. And if you need a new roof, remember, a roof from JR comes with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. Don't play Roofer Roulette with your home. Visit jrstormcheck.com and remember,
You're always better with a roof from JR.
Visit jrstormcheck.com.
I'm Mitch Holtish, voice of the Chiefs. Everyone develops cataracts naturally as they get older. When your vision is affected by cataracts, you should see my doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein at Silverstein Eye Centers. Dr. Silverstein is a world-renowned cataract surgeon who performs life-changing laser-assisted cataract surgery with premium lens implants to correct your vision up close and far away. Trust my eye doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein, Silverstein Eye Centers, 816-358-3600 to schedule an appointment.
Welcome to Staples.
Help! My family's in for the holidays and I need gift ideas.
That's why we're here. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need. Photo gifts, laptops, and gaming systems. Even custom holiday cards and shipping solutions to send gifts to the family that can't make it.
Perfect! Have anything for Uncle Frank? I love him, but the guy is never quiet.
Noise-canceling headphones. For you.
You get it.
Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 12/28, in-store only.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmitt Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards, Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow Service on the Missouri side, 29 southbound, off again, on again heavy from Armour into the downtown loop. It's much slower once you get across the Bond Bridge. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident, call Jay's Southland Tow Service 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all, so be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. Alan Card, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Man, I love talking shop. Alex Gold's out there. He's positive.
He's good mood. Everybody's in a good mood today, right?
Positive.
Everybody must have a lawn that's getting the water today for free. I like that.
I do.
Has
all the leaves are gone?
What's his name been fired yet? Doug
Nope.
Peterson still there?
Yep.
Well, if you're looking to save some money, you can save 21 cents a gallon at Hy-Vee today. The more you spend, well, not the more you spend, but spend $21 or more, I should say, and you'll save 21 cents per gallon today at Hy-Vee because the Chiefs scored 21 points, and that means today only you'll get 21 cents off a gallon at Hy-Vee when you spend $21 or more. So get to Hy-Vee today and save that cash.
Mike Tomlin said that in a game like he does with Baltimore, he finds he likes to do a good job of exposing their warts.
Yeah, he says a game like that can expose all our warts. We win, but it still shows everything that, we don't do right. You got to win, but man, oh God, we only had 6 field goals in this game for the second time this season and found a way to win a game. So I ask you guys, if you were taking that analogy for the Chiefs, what warts were exposed yesterday for the Kansas City Chiefs? Is it left tackle? Was that the wart that was exposed yesterday?
Not me.
Is it the wart that really got exposed to me that I didn't recognize that kind of got exposed? Defense can't have a bad game. If they have a game like that yesterday, they're probably not going to win a lot of these games going forward. So for me, defensively, I don't want to say perfect because there's no such thing as a perfect game, but they got to play their top game for this team to win football games.
You just got to have a shutout.
Yeah, well, you do, and give up no yards, the whole thing, I guess you could say. But it's almost impossible to do something.
Might happen
like that.
next week.
It might. You never know.
Next week might be 20-0.
Yeah.
Is that considered a blowout?
Is that good? Are people going to be excited with a 20-0 win over Carolina?
It got to be 40 points, man. Come on.
I don't think anybody's going to think that.
Yeah. So for me defensively, sorry, guys, you can't have a bad moment. You got to play good on every single series, basically.
Mac?
Kind of on the same page. I'd say the secondary can be had for sure. I mean, we've seen it a couple of weeks now, but it looks like the Jalen Watson loss is going to be quite a loss.
Watson, yes!
Yeah, it's definitely hurt more, I think, than people realize when that happened. Because I will say this, to Veach's credit, he seems to always kind of find that guy.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, this guy's a rookie? Is this I see flashes of Charvarius Ward, or I see flashes of L'Jarius Sneed over here. But no, I'm definitely with you. I think that, to me,
Najee Johnson's good, and then he's inconsistent.
Very. He looks like Dak Prescott's calf yesterday.
Yeah.
I will say this, and maybe this is just me being a homer, or maybe this is me not watching enough Chiefs games, which I find that hard to believe. I'm trying to find that guy on the offense in a game like this. It wasn't Travis yesterday.
No, it was not. He was very quiet.
I don't know if that was just because Buffalo did a really good job, and it was 2 for 7 on yardage, or 2 for 8. I'm sorry, 2 receptions for 8 yards. But I've yet to see that guy for the Chiefs, where it's like, last year it was Rashee Rice, where it's like, just give me the damn ball and I'll make something happen. In the past, it was Tyreek Hill. In the past, it's been Travis Kelce. And a game like that, where you kind of need it, like in Denver, like when they played Denver, where's that guy that's like, no one's going to guard me, and I promise you that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And the best we've seen it, maybe it was DeAndre Hopkins, 8 for 60, or the Juju game where he had 7 for 130, where it's like, they aren't guarding me. Throw me the ball. Let me be the guy that kind of gets loud, gets rowdy. It kind of looks like they're just going through the motions on offense, which is fine. They're a pro team that's won back-to-back titles. Who am I to question what they can do? But show me that guy. Let me, and I know that you have the theory that they're like, you know what, they're just going to keep vanilla, evergreen. We're not going to show too much. We don't have to. We've got a playbook that we think is good enough to beat Buffalo. It wasn't yesterday. But again, like, you can find yesterday's game. You can find the reasons why they lost. Time of possession. Third down, they weren't better. Turnovers, they were worse.
Yeah.
It's just those things happened. But again, I'm looking for that guy that's going to be like, hey, here we go. Like, is that going to be a Mahomes takeover game? And it's like, all right, Pat's in his mind. Like, Pat's in God mode right now. We're just riding with it. Or is Travis Kelce going to take this game and be like, you know what? Never again in my career will I have a stat line that says 2 for 7 or 2 for 8.
Yeah.
Never again. And I'm going to make sure of that. Or maybe when Isaiah Pacheco comes back, that's the lightning rod we need because that's his personality.
Or maybe the offensive line becomes that guy where they say, all right, it's time to start protecting Pat better. Like, we give them, like, the middle guys on the offensive line, we give them a lot of a free pass as well. I don't think the offensive line has been great this year at all, at any position, quite frankly. I mean, I think they have struggled mightily. Every time I see Patrick Mahomes, I feel like he's under pressure. And it's easy to blame Wanye Morris or Kingsley Suamataia because we don't really know them. We love Trey. We love Creed. We love Joe Tooney. But, it takes an entire unit to play good. I mean, it's not all pressure coming just from that left tackle spot, but we want it to be. So, like, the left tackle's not playing great. We get all that. But everybody else now needs to elevate their game on that offensive line and make sure that they're playing above their level in order to compensate for what's going on at that left tackle spot. So, I mean, until that offensive line as a whole plays better, how does somebody step up? Because if they're not giving Mahomes time or he's perceiving he doesn't have that time and he's quick to run or throw or do whatever, or he's getting sacked and trying to throw a pass, like, that offensive line's got to be better. And until they get better and give Patrick Mahomes the time of day, we may not see that next step on offense. Like, but
I would say Mahomes is, and it's just playing devil's advocate to your take.
Yeah.
I think that Mahomes is better when he's improvisational.
But sometimes you can't be improvisational, like with what's going on right now, where you don't have the time to do anything.
Because I think that's the problem. I know I'm taking another team in a completely different situation, but I think that's the problem with Caleb Williams in Chicago is they're not letting him play his style of game. Like, when he's that guy, that's who he was at USC. When he was able to, like, make things happen, that's why they compared him to Mahomes, because he was able to improvise what he wanted to do. They're back here being like, nah, dude, you're a 3-step drop, throw it to the open read, and let's go. And yesterday he was better than he's been. Still not where they want him to be, but he was better because he was able to use his legs and kind of improvise more. I think when Mahomes does that, it kind of makes things easier for the offensive line because then those rushers can't necessarily pin their ears back and go. They got to be like, well, if he drops back and does this. And Buffalo did a good job of that yesterday, spying Mahomes.
They did. They did a great job yesterday.
As soon as he moved outside, that guy zoned in on him.
They were there. They were ready to go. And that's why I think, okay, you put that on tape yesterday if you're Buffalo. The Chiefs are going to have an answer for that in January.
Sure they will.
They're going to have an answer for that. So what are you going to do to counteract that now? And so that's why the Chiefs don't put a lot of stuff on tape for Buffalo. Buffalo threw their best effort at Kansas City yesterday. I say yesterday was probably about a C game for the Chiefs, right? Probably about a C game yesterday for this organization. Worst defensive effort we've seen in a long time. And again, I hate to use the term effort, but that's what we call it.
And sometimes a loss helps you more than a win.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
I know that sounds moronic, or it sounds contradicting, but sometimes a loss is better for you at times in this time of the season than a win is.
I'm not a get a loss. DJ did say it. I'm not a get a loss out of your system guy, but I am okay, you lost the game, now learn from it. But if you don't learn from the loss and you don't make adjustments and you don't change, well, then you're just stupid.
Damn it.
Beating a team twice as tough in a season, no matter who the team is. Now that's what you got to do, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Beat Mahomes twice.
Yeah, now Buffalo's like, damn, we just gave our best effort, and they still had a chance to win this game.
Yeah.
And not only is a loss good for you because yesterday, everybody but the stinking Raiders, obviously, showed you that they're here. Like, they're coming.
Yeah.
Like, the AFC West is coming, boys.
It's coming fast, man. Like, Bo Nix yesterday.
Never want that.
Good Lord. Sometimes on a plane you do. Bo Nix. Bo Nix was good yesterday. Bo Nix is a good quarterback, and I'm tired of the blasphemy coming out of you over there. Bo Nix isn't any good.
Season.
Told you this guy was going to be good.
Spot starter.
They've got 3 legit teams now in the like. I don't think the Raiders are ever going to be legit again as far as we go for our lifetime. I really don't. Like, I mean, they're done.
Thing they got is their owner.
I mean, what is that thing is a disaster. But Denver's good, and the Chargers are good, and the Chiefs are good. And if the Chiefs end up running the table and they finish this thing 16-1, and everybody from the West makes the playoffs, Andy Reid's your coach of the year.
I mean, that's a good. I mean, I'm not mad about that take. I just,
everybody's crowning the North and all these other
because it's sustained it.
Yeah,
the North has sustained
it.
Yeah, the West has been garbage for the last 7 years.
Yes.
Yep.
Like that's just what it is. Like we just live in the moment. That's what we do.
That's exactly right. But now, for all these people out there, I'd rather have our division be. I mean, you're about to see it.
I would love our division be a cakewalk for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. No. I mean, like people are like, I wish our division was better. You got to beat the best to be the best. No.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see. All of a sudden, this division has gotten good.
I mean, it's got to make it fun. We'll go to our guy, Josh Brisco, on the other side. Our Chiefs, what do we call him? The Chiefs contributor of SI, Josh Brisco, whose show is also tonight. You'll want to listen to that as well. We'll talk to Josh Brisco on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to Fesco and Dusty, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, with the holidays coming up fast, you're going to be looking for something to do. You're going to have the holiday break. You're going to have some family in town. You want to entertain them, and sometimes it's tough. It's cold to get outside during that holiday season. Well, take them Foaling, because Foaling is perfect for everyone. Whether it's a family outing, whether it's a group outing from work, maybe you're planning a birthday party, Foaling has got fun for everybody. It's football plus bar plus bowling, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. It's essentially bowling with a football. If you haven't experienced Foaling yet at 435 in State Line, what are you waiting for? You need to get out there and check out the hottest entertainment venue, easy enough for me to say, in Kansas City. They've been open for over a year now, and everybody is loving it because the Foaling Warehouse KC is a matchup of football, bowling, drinks, and fun. And with Foaling, if you plan a party, bring your own food. They let you bring your own food in there, your pizzas, your sandwiches, your barbecue. It doesn't matter. You cater your own events at Foaling. That's why it's the perfect place to go for any party, any group outing. And if you just want to fool around and find out, you can reserve a lane at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com. Check them out on social media at FoalingKC and get your foal on.
Hey investors, this is JD again with Crossroads Investment Lending. Still wanting to get in that fix and flip game? Don't have the money? Maybe you've always wanted to get yourself a rental property. We can help you get in the door. Call the fix and flip guys at Crossroads Investment Lending, 913-766-2900, or go to kclend.com. That's KCLEND.com. Get started in the fix and flip game. What are you waiting for? That's Crossroads Investment Lending, 913-766-2900 or kclend.com.
Diamonds Direct's biggest and most spectacular sale of the year is starting now. For the first time, it's bigger than ever. Take 20% off virtually everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, everything to make this holiday sparkle. This weekend, we're decking the halls with an expanded selection and top designers' appearances in the store. 20% off now through Sunday. Skip the Black Friday madness this year with Diamonds Direct. Open all weekend. For the best selection, quality, and price, shop direct. Get details at diamondsdirect.com.
Xfinity here. How can we help? Yeah, there are so many football games streaming this season. Can Xfinity Internet handle it? Oh, we know the game is only live once, so we built a network with all-pro speeds and low lag so you don't miss a snap. So I can yell, "He's open!" when he's actually open? Yeah, but the quarterback still can't hear you.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and TV and enjoy instant access to your favorite live sports with the Xfinity Stream app. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Streaming content limited to the U.S. Programming subject to change.
Tune in this week to Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti, where they break down all the headlines in the NFL. Presented by T-Mobile. Head to T-Mobile.com and get a great deal on the iPhone 16 Pro.
Every piece of land has a story. The Upshaw's right there is with a John Deere 1 Series tractor they call Penny. And this is Shaw.
Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
When he's not cutting grass, he's cutting hair.
So every person is different, from hair tight to head shape. And I feel like it's the same way in a yard.
From front loader to backhoe, the Upshaws have the tools to DIY all day long. Run with us on a 1 Series tractor and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
This is the story of the one.
As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chiefs coverage is brought to you by Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling, serving all of KC.
From maintenance to emergency repairs, Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling will keep you warm when it matters most. Contact us today and stay cozy all season long. Comforting people is what we do. Comfort Systems is right for you. MyComfortSystems.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 71 northbound off again on against Soul from 87th up to Gregory. Past that, things slow a little past 63rd. Stay heavy up towards the MLK exit with an accident. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You can listen to the play-by-play of the Chiefs and Panthers game with Mitch, Danon, and Kling right here on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFMC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Back here on 96.5 The Fan with Fesco, Mac, and some other guy. We'll get into the evolution that's moving forward for ESPN and the NBA in about 15 minutes. Because when Bob comes to Mac and I and says he wants to talk NBA, we have to clean our ears out and say, excuse me?
Excuse me, what? What did you just say?
Yeah.
But I think it's a topic that appeals to literally every sports fan out there.
Sure
so
it does.
It's going to be fun to kind of discuss the association, if you will.
Okay. Monday's loss, or the loss, can always be better than a win sometimes, not always, but it can be, as we are now with our Chiefs contributor, Josh Brisco. Big show tonight for you, buddy.
Yeah, did you just put the pressure on me to make Chiefs fans believe that because I'm going to be so good today that it's actually good they lost to the Bills? Because
That's right.
I don't know that I can live up to that. I'll try, but it's going to be an uphill battle.
It will be. It's an uphill battle for all of us. But like that loss yesterday, it was so funny because I look at this kind of as a generational loss. My kids, this team sucks. Me, I'm like, we'll see you next week. You know, like I think more fans have kind of come over to my side where I said the regular season really doesn't matter. It's all about what you do in January. And I think the Chiefs set up Buffalo perfectly to embarrass them in January yesterday.
Yeah, and it's hilarious because I think we've talked about this a time or two over the last several weeks, just because this standard that you just mentioned there is so alien to any of us 5 years ago, certainly 10 years ago, to be in this headspace of like, oh yeah, no, we'll just see in the playoffs. Like in the playoffs, the Chiefs will figure it out. I think what you can take from a loss like this is the same thing you can take, frankly, from a regular season win, which is a clue as to what this team will look like in January and what these matchups can give you. And I do think we learned some things that way.
I think also, too, Andy Reid does a great job of kind of okey-doking the opposition into showing their hand and then going, okay, this is what you're going to do. And then when the playoff game rolls around, this is how they're going to counteract it. Patrick Mahomes is going to find a way to beat the spy. They're going to find a way to contain Josh Allen. Like, all the stuff that went wrong in this game will not be going wrong in January when they meet up.
The only one of those that I'm particularly worried about that I think maybe is what happens when the pass rush only sends 4. But even that, I have a little bit of optimism because Charles Omenihu should be back relatively shortly. I'm hoping we see more from Joshua Uche shortly. He was out there a decent amount yesterday. I haven't seen the snap count for him yet. But he was not making any real impacts, nor was George Karlaftis, nor was Mike Dana. So I think that's the thing that we saw yesterday that I'm most worried about, because a lot of the other stuff I do think can evolve over the next half of the season. Again, remember, this is essentially the halfway point of the year for the Chiefs. They were never going undefeated. That was never even a consideration for me. I don't think they needed to be thinking about that in late December, early January anyway. If you want another silver lining, maybe just getting that out of the picture is not a horrible thing. But I do think the Chiefs showed some legitimate flaws yesterday, and I still think that they should probably be the favorite in the AFC.
Josh Uche, 5 defensive snaps, played 7% of the
Really?
game. Yeah.
Wow, I think that might be lower than last week. That I saw him take a real long kind of looping stunt at one point, and then I think maybe he dropped into coverage once. I was like, oh, Uche's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I frankly didn't see him very often after that. So, okay, well, my eyes did not deceive me.
Yeah. The Worthy Mahomes thing, what's the percentage on Worthy? What's the percentage on Pat? Because I think we can all, for the first time, I think in my following of this team in this town, we can put a little blame towards 15. I think that's okay to do every once in a while now that we've seen him enough. But what's the percentage from Josh Brisco on Worthy, Mahomes, and the connection?
I think it depends on if you want to adjust for the people involved, right? If you have perhaps the greatest quarterback of all time and a rookie wide receiver, then in that instance, I might make it even more to the Mahomes side of that equation. Also, though, Xavier Worthy, who is now, he's a rookie, but he's also an NFL wide receiver now, and you want an NFL wide receiver to make that catch. So I'm really very near that 50-50 line, which is kind of funny because 2 weeks ago, the sideline walkout that Worthy had, that was really on him. I mean, that's just poor awareness, even though Mahomes probably could have helped out there a little bit too. That one's like 95% Worthy. And then the miss last week out of bounds was totally on Mahomes. He left that ball totally uncatchable. Maybe you can say it caught some wind or something in the air. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But yesterday, that one has blame to go around. Mahomes could have put that ball in a much better spot because there was no pressure around Xavier Worthy there. He was alone. He could have made it easier on his rookie. Worthy could have also done Mahomes a favor by dragging that foot at the right time. So I really do think that's a mixed bag.
Yeah. I think you're probably right about that. I think you could place the blame on either one, but I think if you ask Mahomes, he's going to say, I want that throw back. I'm going to lead him a little bit more, put that in a better spot, and then all of a sudden, we have a touchdown there, and maybe we have a different, style of ball game, at that point in time. So, but I think a lot of it too, though, Josh, has to do with, it's just not the left tackle. This offensive line just has to play better as a collective unit.
Yeah, and I'm going to be really interested to get to go through the tape from yesterday and watch that again because there was a couple of moments where Mahomes, I felt like, was throwing off his back foot when he probably didn't actually have to. Mm-hmm. And you've had some of those games now where the interior's maybe been a little bit underwhelming compared to, again, the standard that we measure them against. I didn't think Wanya Morris ever got, baptized yesterday, but there was a lot of duress. And another thing where I think that is a legitimate takeaway from this game, both for what the Chiefs gave up and for what they couldn't get for themselves, the big plays, the explosives. We've talked about success rate and how consistent this Chiefs offense has been. Mm-hmm. And Kareem Hunt had a perfectly fine rushing day yesterday, and Andy Reid after the game said he felt like he probably could have called a couple more runs when it was all said and done. But when you have an offensive line that you are losing faith in, and I think Mahomes has really had a fluctuation of faith in his offensive line over the last couple seasons in particular, it's harder to hunt for those big plays, which is why it hurts even more when you miss one with Worthy. And Buffalo was able to just sort of dial it back, and I guess not dial it back, but kind of cock back and unload some of these deep shots to Amari Cooper early in the game that make you go, oh, well, this actually could be an even worse day at the office than we were fearing. Ultimately, it's the first time the Chiefs defense has given up 30 points since the Super Bowl against the Eagles, right? That's an outrageous stat. I don't even think that was a horrific game for the Chiefs defense for what it's worth. I think it exposed issues at every depth of the defense, and I think you saw issues at just about every depth of the offense too.
How many issues do you think were exposed versus how vanilla maybe they were on the defensive side yesterday?
I don't know if they were vanilla. They were weird, and I don't know. I guess it sort of depends on what Spags' intention was there, but they could not get pressure with 4. They could not get pressure when they weren't blitzing. That's a very real issue. Again, hopefully Amenahu and maybe even Uche can bring a little bit of an adjustment there. This linebacker core does not have a lot of speed. Leo Chanel, obviously a tremendous athlete, but he's not like your agile sideline-to-sideline guy. Tranquil maybe lost half a step. Bolton's never been that guy, so I think that's legitimate. And then the second cornerback position, I think I was pretty optimistic post Jalen Watson's injury, thinking, well, Dave Merritt and Steve Spagnuolo deserve your trust here, and I still believe that on some level. The thing I may have underrated at corner is when you have 2 guys out there that you're not super excited to have on the field in coverage, being on the outside Najee Johnson and in the slot largely Shamari Connor, then you do give quarterbacks 2 options, and you've got 2 guys to kind of protect yourself from on your own team. So I think that's an issue, too. I might be a little bit more bullish on them figuring that out, but that was a rough performance for, I think, Najee Johnson and Shamari Connor, even given the pick earlier on.
I know you said you haven't really gone back and watching, the certain plays per plays, but what did they do so well against Kelsey yesterday to only have 2 catches for 8 yards?
a lot of man coverage, and it was happening against Hopkins as well. Obviously, Kelsey's stat line is crazy. My deputy editor over at Chiefs on SI, Jordan Foote, made the point yesterday that Travis Kelce was the Chiefs' third receiving tight end yesterday. That he was also behind Peyton Hendershot in the box score, and that's a troubling thing. So I think it was a lot of man coverage. That's the one thing that really, for Kelce and Hopkins and Juju, that's the thing that you would rather see zone for all three of those guys. Kind of those veterans that can separate with their brain a little bit, as opposed to separating with breakaway speed. I think that's the main thing. I'll be interested to see like how high of a percentage of the time Kelce was getting an extra set of eyes on him. But the fact that they were able to do that to Hopkins and Kelce, and even to a lesser extent to Juju, he was basically shut out. He had one catch for 8 yards. I'm not as worried about it because the offense doesn't run through Juju anymore. But being able to hold all three of those guys down is a little bit concerning, and I wonder if Mahomes is going to have a few things on tape that he'd like to have back too. I didn't see him getting open a lot, though.
What do you think Pacheco is going to bring back to this offense?
Hopefully another excuse for Andy Reid to run the ball in relatively obvious situations. Like, I am always historically a throw the ball more guy, but the way the Chiefs offense has been working, and also Kareem Hunt, 14 carries yesterday, still almost all of what the Chiefs did on the ground. I think you have him and Pacheco being able to split that workload. It should hopefully extend both of their shelf lives. It should hopefully keep both of them fresher into the playoffs. And then there's a little bit more juice that Pacheco can bring, a little more speed. Not that he's a breakaway fast guy, but he has a gear that Hunt doesn't have. But Hunt has vision and balance that Pacheco doesn't have. So I think it's a really, really nice 1-2 punch. I'm excited to see it come together. I don't need to see it in Carolina for what it's worth, but it sounds like Pacheco's probably pretty close to ready to go. So I think there's a good chance we do see him against the Panthers.
He's our Chiefs contributor from SI.com. Mr. Brisco, what do you got going on tonight for your show here on 96.5 The Fan?
We'll have Matt Verderam on the show from SI.com, and we'll talk about all of these things plus a little more. I'm going to go back comb through the film, fellas, and we're going to talk a little more about Xavier Worthy. The fact that Kingsley Somatia was a healthy scratch yesterday is an interesting subplot for the rest of the season, and then a little more on each of those issues where I think there were some things exposed on both sides of the ball. I'm also not exactly in panic mode. I've seen this Chiefs team lose a regular season game before,
and they're going to win against Carolina 20-7.
You think they're going to get to 20? I think that's great, Dusty. I'd take that right now.
You're taking 17-3?
I think 17 to like 8, maybe. I don't know how the Panthers get 8.
It'd be like 5, 17-5.
Yeah, one field goal in the safety seems good. Yeah, I think there's a self-inflicted wound there that just gives the Panthers 2 points, and we'll have a really sort of nihilistic conversation on Monday, I think.
Right.
The Chiefs-Panthers matter? No, guys, it never matters.
All right, we'll stay dry and have a good show tonight.
Sounds good. Talk to you guys later.
I hope they run up the score against Carolina and get gas points at Hy-Vee. You score 40 points, that's a 40-cent per gallon savings, so I'm going for 40.
Better believe it. Josh Brisco,
17-5.
SI.com, our Chiefs contributor. Coming up on the other side, Bob wants to talk the NBA. I will 1,000% allow it. You listen to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're a little bit more than a week away from that big day. It is Thanksgiving, and if you haven't ordered your turkey yet from Smokehouse Barbecue, what are you waiting for? Order your smoked turkey today from Smokehouse Barbecue. That way you know on Thanksgiving Day you're going to have the best turkey on the block and the best turkey that anybody's ever had. It is smoked to perfection. It is moist. It is delicious. It is juicy. It is the best turkey out there today. So let them do all the work for you. Give them the flavor of that smoked turkey on Thanksgiving Day, and then your Thanksgiving turkey will be the star of the show. You just get up on Thanksgiving morning after you picked it up the night before and stick it in your oven and let it heat, and it will be warm and ready to go for your meal, and everybody will love that turkey. Now, before Thanksgiving, we got some more games. You need to get the Smokehouse Barbecue Game Day Special. Pound of burnt ends, pound of wings, slab of baby back ribs, quart of beans, paperware, and serving utensils for $6 for just $79.95. That's going to take care of your Game Day Special. Maybe you want some of their sweet zing wings on Thanksgiving. Get those as well as those Cajun butter wings, and of course their hickory pit beans that cook under the brisket for the final few hours are the perfect side dish for any occasion. Check out Smokehouse Barbecue at one of their 3 locations, Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Planning to propose this holiday? Shane Company is ready to help you find your dream engagement ring. We handpick the most beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones in all shapes and sizes. So when you walk in the door, you can trust your rock is in stock. At Shane Company, we've always sourced directly, cut out the middleman, and pass the savings on to you. We work with your budget, not against it. We'll also protect your ring for life with our free unmatched lifetime warranty. Come see us at shaneco.com and in-store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, it's Derek Johnson, and I know there's nothing better than being part of a team. A group of great people you can count on and learn from. The Sheet Metalworkers, local number 2, are growing their team and looking for quality men and women who want to build Kansas City's future. While you're making KC a better place, you'll also get great pay and benefits while gaining lifelong skills. Explore the possibilities at sheetmetal2.org. That's sheetmetal2.org. And take a step towards a fulfilling and rewarding way of life.
Inside the Huddle with Cody and Gold, each day from noon until 1 on 610 Sports Radio. Inside the Huddle is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. Discover the benefit of blue on the official radio partner of the Kansas City Chiefs, 610 Sports Radio.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius. Or two half-geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Your coworkers might annoy you, but we promise we won't. Download the free Odyssey app and you can listen to us at work while you tackle your inbox or get ready for another meeting that probably could have been an email. Tune in late? You can rewind your favorite live shows to catch what you missed. And with Chapters, easily jump to the topics that you care about most, like the latest updates from your team. Your sports talk, your way. The Odyssey app. Download it today.
Today, expect rain, showers, and thunderstorms with a high of 65.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Right back in 96.5 The Fan. It is your home for Kansas City sports. Mac Morey getting ready to be Mac Man Bun Morey. I don't know if you saw this or not during the interview with Josh Brisco.
I like the man bun, not going to lie. Big fans. Go for it.
He was stroking it back, checking himself out in the mirror to see if he had any. He goes, we're almost there, Dusty. We're almost there.
Go for it. I wish I could have the locks like that.
Speaking of going for it, the NBA and ESPN, they're going to have their show if they all come along. Oh, look at Grayson wearing the Allen jersey. Look at that guy. Good for him.
Smart.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him.
Good for him.
Peacock around, John.
That's
we'll see
right.
you in January. Buddy.
Yeah, the TNT team is not going to Peacock. They're going to ESPN.
Yeah, which is good for, I think, for NBA fans, because everybody's worried when the NBA left TNT what was going to happen to, Charles and Ernie and, all those guys, and they're all going to ESPN. The whole crew is moving over to ESPN, and the thing that I like about this, a couple of things I like about it. Number one, it keeps the best pregame show alive, It's just a great television show. You don't have to be an NBA fan like myself to enjoy that show. They just do such a great job with it. The number one thing that they had kind of talked about was all the crew members losing their job once this thing went away. They're all going to be there. It's going to be a TNT-produced show that's going to be on ESPN. And so it's very much like the Pat McAfee show is on ESPN. They're not employees of ESPN. They have their own show that ESPN is televising, and that's going to be the same thing with the Inside the NBA show on TNT. These folks are going to still be employees of TNT, so they can say whatever the hell they want. They're not governed by ESPN, which I like. I like the fact that ESPN now is going to have two shows with outspoken cast members, if you will, that aren't afraid to take shots at ESPN. I think it's kind of good. They're not drinking the company juice over there at ESPN, and they're putting on a show that everybody really, truly loves. And so you think to yourself, what's in it for TNT? Like, what are they getting out of it? Well, they essentially traded the rights to this show to ESPN for... Are you ready for this? What they traded? Remember, Al Michaels was traded for the original Mickey Mouse. That's how NBC or ABC got the Mickey Mouse back, as they traded Al Michaels for him. The NBA media rights settlement in college sports will see 13 football games a year move from ESPN streaming to linear TV on TNT and TBS. What 13 football games? The Big 12. TNT is getting 13 Big 12 football games and 15 men's basketball games in exchange for Ernie, Charles, Kenny the Jet, and Shaq.
And they are all coming back, or do we know?
Yeah, they're all back.
They're all back.
Yep. Oh yeah, all coming
That's
back.
awesome.
Because I think if one of them decides to opt out, that show's ruined.
Yeah. They'll all remain TNT employees, and they'll be available for other TNT projects, because there's talk about launching a sports talk show on TNT called like an inside sports type program beyond the NBA, and it's going to be including those guys as well. So the show's going to be on ESPN. They're not working for ESPN. And in return, Turner TNT gets 13 Big 12 football games and 15 Big 12 basketball games.
If they give Kenny Smith his own show, they just call it Nothing But Jet.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. Who do you think's more entertaining, Charles Barkley or Pat McAfee?
Charles Barkley, I think.
I think so, too.
I think because I still think he's more well-known than Pat McAfee. Even though I think Pat McAfee is one of the best commentators of sports in the country today, I think Charles Barkley's still better known. So Inside the NBA won't air as frequently on ESPN, and they're going to do the big games, All-Star, Christmas, playoffs, and games throughout the year. So that's wild, man.
So we'll get less inside the... Okay, gotcha. But it'll still be there. They'll still do the game. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
It'll still be there. You'll get less beginning 25-26. This is the last year.
Gotcha.
But, but ESPN is, from what I understand, I was talking to some folks, with the ESPN the other day, and they've coveted this guy, Charles Barkley. You may be familiar with him. They've coveted him forever. So now they've got Charles Barkley and Pat McAfee, arguably the two most polarizing, entertaining, fun commentators in sports, right? And they don't have to pay either. Really have to pay. Because Turner's picking up that salary. Now, they are paying McAfee like $17 million a year for the rights to his show. But he doesn't have to abide by any rules. That's why he attacks ESPN the way that he does.
So, big night in the NBA. Who are you watching?
Tonight, who's playing?
Oh, man. Who's not playing? No, you have a lot of games. You have Sixers and Heat. Could be a decent game. Probably not. Houston and Milwaukee, Orlando and Phoenix, Atlanta, Sacramento, and then the late game is Golden State and the Clippers.
I actually watched the Manning cast tonight. They're going to Bill Belichick on. Jim Gaffigan.
That is the Manning cast lineup tonight?
Yeah, Gaffigan, Belichick, and there was a third person. It escapes me right now.
Maybe I need to give Jim Gaffigan another chance.
You don't like what
I
happened?
didn't say I didn't like. I just haven't really given him my full attention.
Okay,
gotcha.
Right.
I think he's
Jim
hilarious.
Gaffigan. He is hilarious.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's great.
Like Theo Von, it went from one clip to over and over and over to stand up bits to all this stuff. I just never really gave, I guess, Gaffigan a chance. Need to check him out. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but Beyonce is going to be the halftime performer of the Thanksgiving game.
Right.
At halftime.
At Houston.
Houston.
Yeah, the Houston game.
Houston game.
I'll watch that.
Is there a halftime performance for the Black Friday game?
Yes. No, I have no idea.
No idea.
Just ways to get deals on Amazon crap.
Yeah, which I love.
Oh, we have a discount code or something.
They'll have a QR in the corner the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, get all your shopping done there while you're watching Chiefs game.
That as well, right? Yeah.
Do you
Might
guys
as
still
well.
get those? Do you guys have wives or a fiance and a wife? Do they still hit you with I'd really love this?
Oh, JJ Watt's the third guest tonight on the Manning
perfect.
Cast. Yeah.
Nice.
Love that.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh was the only AFC North team to win on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, Cleveland is just all but done.
Yeah, we get them on Thursday Night Football. Yay.
Let's be honest. They're fun to watch.
Oh, it's fun. It's Schadenfreude with Cleveland, man.
It's
It really
Jameis.
is.
Jameis, after we watched that game on Sunday, because I watch Red Zone every time, the Chiefs are obviously later on in the day, how they couldn't tell that, Winston is a better option than Deshaun Watson is just crazy.
Well, you're
to
missing
me.
the point.
Watson,
yes!
No, I understand that, but it's man, Giants finally figured out. If you missed that news,
Because now they don't have to pay
Right.
Daniel Jones. And you saw why they went with Tommy Cutlets over Drew Lock, right? All the incentives that Drew Lock could cash in on, a couple million in incentives.
Makes
We
sense.
ain't paying this guy anymore. We've already given him $5 million. We're going to let Cutlets go out here and see what he can do.
Stop talking about cutlets, man. I just want a chicken cutlet sandwich now. Boom, boom, 6 booms. Got my damn Costco card this weekend. I'm excited. You said Tuesday's the day
You
to
got
go?
it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Tuesday's the day they kind of restock everything at Costco.
I thought you were going to ask for
I got an early
got it
Christmas.
early. See, now we can get him the Bonita Flats membership and
Yes.
still be good with that.
Yeah, I went over to watch the game with my stepdad because he was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I was like, "To be
Two front
honest with you,
teeth.
man, I want a Costco membership card." I got over there. He goes, "Merry Christmas, Happy New Year." I was like, "All right, Jeff." I was like, "Here we
See,
go."
you're getting older where the
I
the
was so
simple
excited.
gifts that are just great. Like I said, the toothbrush heads for my electric toothbrush and
Yeah.
socks.
We actually brought that
Great.
up around our friends on Saturday, at our Friendsgiving. And we brought that up. I was like, yeah, Bob brought up a good point. For Christmas, nowadays, I just want stuff that's going to benefit me. I don't need the big gift or stuff like that, which I know the Costco membership is $100, big
Yeah.
gift. But still, I don't need I'd really love a new flat screen. It's I'd really love? I love these Nike Dry Fit socks, and I love, I like wearing joggers. So that's all I need. Whatever you want. Those can get expensive.
Yeah.
But it's the daily things, toothbrush heads and,
But think
I don't
about
know,
the stuff that makes your
detergent.
life easier that you don't have to go out and get,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I got 12 or 24 toothbrush heads.
Right.
I don't have to worry about that. Ooh, you know what my wife gave me this year? 36 AA batteries for these headphones that I wear, right?
Yeah.
For the noise canceling. I don't have to worry about getting batteries. You get older, you're just give me the practical stuff.
sell batteries, Bob.
Thank you, Dustin.
Yeah.
But the laundry detergent would if somebody gave you two
Yeah.
big things of Tide Pods that last you the whole year, you don't have to worry about getting toothpaste. Give me 18
that'd be
tubes of
nice.
stuff like that you just never have to worry about going out and getting. It's a great Christmas gift.
Bonita Flats is one of my accountants. LOL.
Wow.
Love the old lady behind the bar.
Is it still a $10 membership for the year?
I don't know, but I'm doing the gold member where you get the money on the.
Oh yeah, you got the gold. You got the big one.
Doing it all,
Executive member. That's
that's what it is. Yep.
Yeah, you got the executive.
I got to go in there
for
give 'em
Bonita
the-
Flats or for Costco.
Hopefully all of it, man. I'm about to eat 18 hot dogs a year now. Probably more than I've had in the last 10 years.
Yeah, but those are the gifts that are the best. It's
They
the
are.
stuff that just makes your life easier. Socks, underwear, toothbrush heads.
Is the NFL is Costco the NFL of stores?
Well, I would.
It's insanely popular. Everybody goes there. It gives you what you need, whether you're a Chiefs fan, whether you're a Bills fan, whether you're a Broncos fan, whatever it
Yeah.
is. It's everybody's got what they need there.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it really does have everything.
Is
You buy
Sam's Club a
tires.
legit competitor
I
or
am not
no?
interested in talking about that place. Thank you, though.
Dusty, go to Costco today. Pre-made section, huge meatball sub for $15. It's 2 meals. Pop it in the oven for a few minutes. You're welcome. Thank you. I love
2?
it. I was gonna say probably 4. The taco meal is what I love at Costco.
Their taco kit is good. Yeah.
Speaking of Costco, as they control the narrative of grocery stores, retail stores, everything. The Chiefs still control the
I
narrative.
mean, where else can you get tires, pills, and a taco kit?
And gas.
I mean, Tires, right? Tires, eyeglasses, pills.
What's the best thing to get at Costco? Their meat? Like their steaks? Because they got the 4-pack of ribeyes, right?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Come back to me on
whatever
this
the
one.
hell you cooked on Sunday was glorious.
My buddy Ralph gave me some burgers that he made.
Burgers, mushrooms,
jalapeno
and
cheddar burgers and brats that he made. He's like,
so
here,
good.
have these. I threw some mushrooms down as well. Mushrooms are good
Brioche.
with
Love
everything.
mushrooms.
And then I made a big pot of sauce, right? I made tomato sauce. And my daughter's eating it like it's soup. She's like, this is so good.
Yeah, I mean, Dad nailed it.
What do you put in it? Literally tomatoes, a little sugar. And the key is caramelizing the onions.
Yep.
And you got to let them cook for a long time. Get them really brown.
From our friend Jayhawk for Life. We'll actually be at this Gaffigan's opening for Seinfeld.
Yeah, he is.
So we'll see that January 18th. So shout out to Jayhawk for Life for that reminder. Another reminder is I think that when you look at this loss against Buffalo, you have to understand, I think the Chiefs still control the narrative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of how they handled business early on. That first loss is Buffalo, although crucial because of tiebreakers in the future, but still have a game ahead of them, or maybe it's a half game, however you want to look at it. They go into this week with a bye. If I'm Buffalo, I'm kind of like, man, I don't really want to have a bye this week. We're rolling. We feel good. This is our big win against the Chiefs. They will come back off the bye and play the Niners, the Rams, and the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs' next 3 games are the Panthers, the Raiders, and the Chargers.
Now do the last 3 games.
I don't want it. I think it's Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Denver. Is that
the
right?
last, or Houston. No, Houston, Pittsburgh, Denver. Houston,
Okay.
Pittsburgh, Denver.
Cleveland sandwiched in the middle of there.
Somewhere around
Yeah.
there, yeah. And because the last 3 for Buffalo are Patriots, Jets, Patriots.
Yeah, not good.
That sucks.
We just need Drake May to be that guy.
Be that guy, brother.
Which we might need to start having a conversation about Drake May.
Do you like him?
I do.
Yeah.
I think he's fine. I think he had a little bit of a hiccup, but I saw some stuff in him yesterday where I'm like, you know what? Like, he might not be as bad as we thought he was.
I didn't hate the way he played yesterday.
No.
You know, and again, that's watching Red Zone, so,
Right.
you know, it's hard
You're
to
seeing
tell.
the highlights.
But, I mean, they could have gotten mollywopped yesterday by the Rams and didn't.
Yeah, he hung in there for a little bit. But I think that when I say have a conversation, I'm not ready to put him in the the 3rd floor of the hotel suite of quarterbacks. But I think
he's better than Mac Jones.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people better than Mac Jones.
Yeah, but I
though.
mean, that's the guy that they had, and they
Right,
moved away
yeah.
from. Like, it was a smart move on their part.
Like, would you take Drake May or Bo Nix?
Probably Bo Nix.
Okay.
Yeah, Bo Nix. I've seen him obviously play more, has more of a track record, if you will, in the NFL.
Man Bun Mac?
Drake May's just turned 22 years old. He's 3.5 years younger than Bo Nix and is playing this well with D- O-line, D- receivers.
That's what I was trying to get at,
like, to me, May has been incredible. I'm very excited about him.
But this guy, Bo Nix, has revitalized Denver, too.
Oh, yeah, Bo Nix
I
has been great. Not to take anything away from him.
I think, look, it's a conversation of, hypotheticals because we haven't
100%.
seen enough of Drake May. Had Drake May been playing from day one,
exactly,
we have a different conversation. Maybe the Patriots are a better team. I don't know. I just hope he's good in 2 of the last 3 games that he plays this year.
Please,
right? Like let Buffalo kind of slack a little bit and go punch him in the face.
Mm-hmm.
No way the Jets are beating Buffalo, right? Like the Jets aren't winning another game this year, are they? What are they at?
I hope they lose
What
out.
are they, 3-7 now?
Mhm. Yep, they lost again. They only have 3 wins.
So are they 3-7 or
I think
3-8?
they're 3-8.
3-8.
I think I'll look it up.
No, they've had the bye week, haven't they?
I don't know. I'll look it up. I thought they were 3-7.
3-7.
Let's see.
We can get rid of 7 losses.
3-8.
They're 3-8.
3-8. It's done.
Yeah, they're done. So, do you think they win another game? What'd you say they were 1-5 since firing Robert Saleh?
They are, yeah.
How many games have they won since acquiring Devontae Adams? 1.
Do the Jets win another game? You got to tell me, okay?
All right, run through the schedule.
Seahawks.
No.
Dolphins.
Where's the Seahawk game?
That is at New York.
No.
You're still out?
Yeah, they have a bye this week coming up.
The Jets have
so-
a bye this
okay,
week.
They have a bye. There's a
Oh.
ton of teams of buys. There's actually 2, 4. There's 6 teams on a bye. Atlanta, New Orleans, Buffalo, Jets, Cincinnati, Jacksonville.
Wow. So late in the season.
very late.
And that's the last week of buys.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Dolphins,
No.
Jaguars.
Yes.
At Jacksonville.
Yeah, that'll be their
That's the
saving grace.
showdown.
Yeah. That'll be their saving grace.
Hey, we beat Jacksonville.
Yeah, that'll
'Cause
be
after
the-
that, it's
Oh,
Rams,
wait.
Bills, Dolphins.
Rams, Bills, Dolphins.
Yeah, so
That's not the last week for buys. There's no buys the following week, and then in 2 weeks there is, or in 3 weeks there's Baltimore, New England, Denver, Washington, Houston, Indianapolis.
What?
Boy, that is a tough. Week 14, 6 buys.
We got to change that.
Well, that's what happens when you add an extra week of the season.
Seriously.
Yep.
And then you've had some of these seasons or some of these weeks where you haven't, like Thanksgiving week doesn't have a bye, as you mentioned. There was that 1 week a couple of weeks ago that didn't have buys.
Yep.
Whatnot. Whatever.
So weird.
We mentioned this earlier, but for the first time, the Chiefs are not the consensus favorite in Vegas to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the first time in the history of their franchise, the Lions are. Think about that for a second.
They're plus 350 to win the Super Bowl.
Stealing money from everybody out there. Maybe betting the Lions to win the Super Bowl now, right?
Yeah, I guess you could win a lot of money this year if you just parlay the Chiefs and Lions every single week to hit the money line. Just win money line Chiefs Lions. Just bet money on that because they've only lost twice.
Yeah.
Could
you win money though on that though? I mean,
if you bet enough over time and just consistently win, because like obviously the Chiefs weren't favorites this week because I think they were plus 110 on the money line this week. They'd have lost, but like if you parlay it together and it'll be like probably like I don't know minus 120.
It'd still be minus money.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if they play like Carolina and then Detroit plays. I don't know.
Yeah.
Green Bay. Not Green
the
Bay,
Bears.
there you go. It'd be like minus money, but you can still win money.
What if you parlayed that with the Jets? The Chiefs and Lions to win every game with the Jets
losing?
No, winning.
Oh, then you wouldn't win any money.
That's true. The Jets aren't going to win, but you would still have I would say, a massive plus number on that,
yeah,
right?
For sure. Because I think, let's see, who do the Lions play this week coming up? Is it Green Bay on Thursday? No. Who do they play this week? Let's see. They play at Indianapolis. They're 7.5-point favorites. Chiefs are 11.5-point favorites against Carolina. So to win money, you'd have to hope they both hit the spread. Probably that'd be plus money. But in all reality, there's like people say if you bet every day for Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run, you would win money because obviously the home run's harder to do than to win the money line. But
and then do you roll it over every day? Like if you win, you start with 5, then it's 10.
So somebody was bringing a good point this weekend about the Freddie Freeman playoff stretch. That if you just kept taking your money and then taking the winnings and put it on another home run, you went up to like close to like $90,000.
Yeah, those revisionist bets are great because nobody's doing that in the moment, right? I hit one last night. No, oh my God, he hit another. There's no way. Oh my God, he hit 3.
So this week, if you did the money line, minus 227, you'd win $4 if you bet 10. If you took the Chiefs and the Detroit money line. Now, if you took the spread, Chiefs minus 11, Lions minus 8, both, that's plus 267.
Yeah.
So if you think the Chiefs win by more than 11, obviously, or 11 or more, and you think the Lions can win by 8 or more on the road to Indianapolis, then it's plus 267 for that parlay.
Yeah, that still doesn't seem like a high enough.
The over-under in this game, this is hilarious for the Chiefs-Carolina as we look forward a little bit. The over-under that game is 41, and the Chiefs are an 11-point favorite. So they just think, 24-3. That's what they're kind of thinking the game will be. That's 27 points. That's under. Man, I don't know if I bet that game at all, to be honest with you. Pittsburgh at Cleveland this week as well. That's another AFC North battle.
That's a battle there. Does Cleveland win this one?
Man, I don't know. That's your Thursday game this week. That's Thursday night. Something to watch. Obviously, tonight is Houston at Dallas. You could take the night off, Bob.
Yeah, no, I'll be watching the Manning cast tonight. Yeah.
That's a good night to watch that, by the way, that you bring that up. That's the game to watch.
This is the type of game you watch the Manning cast. Houston at Dallas.
I don't know if you need Aikman and Buck to tell you what's going on against Dallas.
No.
But it is going to be in Dallas, so I'm interested to see how many shots of Jerry Jones we get of just morbid disappointment.
Oh, God. I hope Houston goes in there and just destroys them because, he doesn't want to lose to another Texas team.
No.
But he did count $18 million from that fight the other night, so he's doing all right.
I was going to say, he won a lot of money off that fight, didn't he?
Yeah. $18 million in the gate. $18 million they made in filling that stadium up to watch that grift. I mean, just an absolute grift.
Golly.
How many people do you think would have paid for that fight had it been an actual pay-per-view and not a Netflix event? Because they said 60 million streamed it. What do you think?
About as many people probably paid for that UFC fight for John Jones?
Which is what?
I don't know.
What does that normally get?
I mean, a lot.
Does it?
Because they powder keg on the bars that buy it. So,
Yeah.
like, when they buy it, they have to buy it for every device they own at the bar. At least I've heard that. So that's, like, a point and all that for what I don't know how that works, to be honest with you. But so many people just stream things these days without paying for it, obviously.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man,
I just didn't know like what that would compare to if it was on pay-per-view. Would you have paid $49.99 to watch that? No.
Hell no.
So that's -3 right there.
Yep, you're done.
I think the only pay-per-view I've ever paid for was Ken Shamrock versus Tito Ortiz, and it was over in 8 seconds. And I was like, never doing
that again. Yeah. But see, back in the day, that's all the boxing matches where you had a pay-per-view. So you got together with people, you rented a TV, and you watched that stuff, and you got excited about it. Now it's on Netflix, which basically I think there's 260 million Netflix subscribers worldwide. So essentially everybody has Netflix or an illegal stream. Nobody's paying the $49.99 to watch a fight like that. You just wouldn't even consider it. The fact that it was on Netflix helped it get 60 million people.
Yes. That's the only reason I watched, and honestly, it was just FOMO. I just felt like I was FOMO'd into it.
What did you miss out on, though? If
Nothing.
You didn't watch, just making fun of Netflix,
yeah, I guess,
right?
Yeah, I guess
Friday
that's
Night
it.
Lights.
Mocking Netflix. That's
Seeing
the only
Mike Tyson's
thing.
ass. That was about it. Yeah.
Other than that, like you were there for the party because we were like, oh, Netflix sucks. And then the low-hanging fruit of the NFL is going to get screwed.
Yeah, that was it.
We're not going to get that many viewers for the NFL as the 60 million for Netflix. So,
Yeah. Chiefs lose 30-21. Doesn't really matter in my opinion. Sometimes to me, a loss can be at times better than a win. Because what happens if the Chiefs win that game with the Bills? What happened? Like, what do you think everybody's saying? Like, oh yeah, there we go, beat Buffalo.
Beat Buffalo,
Congratulations.
best team in the NFL, no question.
Right.
It's just the national narrative that's completely different than anything, really.
Speaking of the national narrative, Max said that we were right. I'll explain what he's right about when we get to our brioche of the weekend on the other side here on Fesco and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Man Bun Mac.
Fesco and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, it is that holiday travel season. You're going to be headed out for Thanksgiving or Christmas or the New Year. You got to find a place to park at the airport. Well, you don't have to look any further because Park and Go is going to handle you. And you know what happens in the winter? Snow, ice, sleet, rain. You don't want any of that on your car, right? Well, you don't have to worry about that because Park and Go has covered parking for everybody. Every single spot at Park and Go is covered. And we utilize Park and Go all the time when we fly out of KCI. They are unbelievable. So easy to make a reservation. Just go to bookparkandgo.com after you make your flight reservation. Then make your parking reservation and prepay. You will save money when you prepay with my friends over at Park and Go. Then that spot is reserved. Show up on the day of your flight, give them your reservation number. They'll tell you exactly where to park. You'll pull into that spot that's covered, and the van meets you right away to take you right to the airport terminal. In no time at all, you're at the airport, you're relaxed, and you are ready to go. When you get back, you're on a long trip, you just want to get home. That's what Park and Go stands for, man. Just grab your bags, walk outside. They're right there to help you. Jump on the bus, right back to the trunk of your car in no time. Join their frequent parker program like we did and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Are you playing Roofer Roulette? That's when you bet your roof and your home on the first random roofer to ring your doorbell. Why do that when JR & Company offers a free hail and wind report online at jrstormcheck.com?
Tackle the NFL action on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, where new customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins on tonight's game. That's the Monday Night Football matchup. Houston at Dallas. How about an anytime touchdown for Joe Mixon? Over on the rushing yards for Joe Mixon and over on the passing yards for C.J. Stroud. Just visit FanDuel.com/Alex to make every moment more this season. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of another year counting down. Another year missing your revenue goal. Another year wondering why your marketing isn't more effective. Another year worried about next year. The clock is ticking, but you still have time. Time to contact the experts at Scale Marketing. Scale Marketing is a full-service marketing agency who is expert in lead generation and revenue growth. How expert? Our clients see an average of 20% growth in the first year alone, with sustained growth from there. It's all part of our process. From your traditional marketing to social media to paid search, we'll take a forensic approach, digging deep to find the root problems in your marketing strategy. Then we'll fix them fast. At Scale Marketing, we can't stop the clock, but we can change your company's future. Find out how you can make your marketing budget work harder and drive more revenue. Contact us at scalemarketing.com. That's scalemarketing.com.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable. And one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Diving right back in, we'll get to our brioche of the weekend here in a second on 96.5 The Fan with Fesco, Dusty, and Mac on a Monday. Do you think this one flew by today?
Yeah, it did, actually. I think,
Yeah.
after a loss for, the better part of, we haven't had one of these since Christmas. So, yeah, I think it flew. I think everybody's in a good spot, though, too. I think that's good. We've kind of, this was one of the better, advancements as a fan base I think I've seen in a while. Because normally after a regular season loss, people are losing their minds. Anybody that texted me yesterday, I'm losing their minds over this. I didn't even respond to yesterday.
Double tap, thumbs up.
Gone. See you later. Not even acknowledging that kind of stuff. Because there are a couple of, wackadoodles out there who think the sky is falling on a two-time Super Bowl champion that's going for a three-peat. But anyway, the Chiefs did lose, but they scored 21 points, and that means today only you get 21 cents off a gallon at Hy-Vee when you spend $21 or more. So today's the day you stock up on your gas points. Go to Hy-Vee. My daughter's already texting me what she wants at Hy-Vee today because she knows I go on Monday. And so some drink called a bubbler or something like that. And so
I've got a bubbler, but you don't drink it.
Yeah, well, it's some sort of drink the kids
if you
like
drink
today.
it, buckle up.
Yeah, right. So I got to go get that today, but spend $21 or more, you'll save 21 cents at Hy-Vee today, only at all of your area Hy-Vees.
Yeah, Monday, 9:45, brioche of the weekend.
Brioche of the weekend.
Big brioche guy.
Love that. Yeah, good take.
Bob?
I'm going to give my brioche of the weekend to the Kansas City Current. I know they didn't win yesterday, but talk about an inaugural season in a new stadium that was great. About a year ago, they got rid of a lot of their star players. The fans were upset. They restocked the team. And then they won how many straight games at the beginning of the season in that brand new stadium to go all the way to the Final Four. So I just want to give a shout out to the Current for having one hell of a season and showing us that as fans, we're stupid and they know what they're doing, when it comes to stocking these teams with great players. And what a great experience for the first year of CPKC Stadium. They got some parking things, obviously, they need to figure out and whatnot, and they will. But I'm going to tell you what, that stadium has been awesome. The atmosphere was electric all season down there. Concessions were great. Everything was fantastic. So tip of the cap to the KC Current for one hell of a first season in that new stadium.
And they got their Tyreek Hill and Showinga. That girl's just amazing, dude. They just give her a through ball and nobody gets close.
I know, it's crazy how fast
she led the league in scoring, has the most goals ever. Good season for them.
Yeah, really nice year for them.
That's great. My brioche of the weekend, I'm ready to embrace the hate. How about them Colorado Buffaloes? But not because of the win, because Colorado's legendary fan, Peggy, got to celebrate her 100th birthday with a big win, and the entire stadium serenaded her with happy birthday.
That was cool.
It's awesome.
That was really cool.
Brioche of the weekend there.
Yeah,
You
that
know
was
how we
great.
in this show do
Yeah.
nice things.
Yeah.
That lady never seen something like that in 100 years.
Yeah, that was
amazing.
awesome for her.
Colorado hasn't been relevant in 100 years.
Right, now they are.
And now they play Kansas at Arrowhead this weekend. So if anybody has a free ticket,
I'm sure you can find a ticket to that.
I'm not paying $100 for that game.
Is that really what they're
That's what
charging?
Alex said. I was like, get into your
Oh,
phone with your
my.
KU alum, bud.
$100?
Yeah.
Everybody's peacocking around Laura. Oh, look, they beat. Yeah, like too little, too late, man. Like you pooped the bed the beginning of
Yeah,
the
they're
season.
playing
you know?
spoiler.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's nice. And now they have a chance to win the Big 12. That could be a really fun Big 12 championship game between BYU and Colorado. KU can continue to try to play spoiler and spoil Colorado's dreams this weekend. I know that's what Alex thinks. But
They're kind of still alive for the playoff, you know.
Oh,
you get the
absolutely.
opportunity, and I think how could you not want Colorado in the college
that's
football
what I was saying.
playoff?
Matt
Yep.
goes, you know what? You guys are right. It is important for Colorado to win for the sport of college football. I was like, thank you.
It's huge. It's huge.
Did you see Warren Sapp?
Yes,
He has a mohawk. It was just going absolutely
Yes.
nuts with a chaw in his mouth. Oh, man.
Yep.
Warren
sick.
Sapp was out there just getting the troops ready. Dion's got that Kris Kringle beard going. Man.
No, the team's way better than I thought and way better than they looked.
The defense got better, and they started
Defense.
blocking better for Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
And they have the best player in the country in Travis Hunter. Can we
Yep.
still have that conversation? Does he play receiver or corner in the NFL?
Well, that's my brioche of the weekend is the best Heisman race in years.
Yeah.
We're watching the best Heisman race. I won't say my lifetime. I'd have to think about it a little closer than that. But
But the
it's-
Heisman has not been relevant in so
it hasn't.
long.
It hasn't
It
at
really
all.
hasn't.
This is the Lincoln Riley Award.
And this is finally, and this is exactly now. This is finally a talking point. I saw someone tweet is like, best running back Ashton Genty, best wide receiver best corner this guy, person who's played all the most snaps in the whole college football. Travis Hunter. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe he should really be considered because of the snap guy. Like he is so important to there's no one more important to a team than Travis Hunter.
But I don't see how anybody can get the nod over him when he plays both sides of the ball effectively like he does, and more than effectively. Like that's just a bad term to use. He's really good.
I'd like to know how many votes Desmond Howard got when he won it. Was that who it was? Or
Yeah.
no, Charles Woodson. When Charles Woodson won it and he was playing both sides and he hit the famous Heisman pose in the end zone for Michigan, I wonder if it was like a slam dunk that he won it. And now here we are, 2024. We're like, well,
I know, like, why
what?
what if Travis Hunter was playing at Alabama? There'd be no question he's the undisputed Heisman Trophy candidate, right?
Is he the favorite right now?
Or if he was playing at Ohio State, there'd be no question he's the undisputed. But because he's playing at Colorado, which isn't a premier program, and he's playing for Deion Sanders, which everybody wants to, try to still knock down and say it's no good, I think that factors in. If he was playing at a different school, if he was playing at Michigan or Texas or someplace like that, I think people would be celebrating him more. But I do think there's a loud portion of the college sports fans who don't want to see Deion Sanders have success because it is different. It is nothing like they've seen before. And quite frankly, it probably scares a lot of people with the way that he's doing it, which is going in there and paying dudes. But that's the way college sports is now. Like, Deion Sanders has embraced what college sports is, and there's still people trying to hold on for dear life,
To be fair, Ashton Genty was doing something we hadn't seen since 1988 and Barry Sanders as well. He's still on that streak.
Also playing for Boise State.
Well, but you're using your own argument against it. We're not going to give a negative for someone just because he's
But
if he was
who's the
doing this at Alabama, he'd be
but who's the competition? Like,
No, I
Boise
get it.
State is a rung below Colorado.
That's the guy that
in my
runs like
opinion.
150 a game and has like 2 touchdowns.
He
every
has not
game.
ran for less than 135 yards and 2 touchdowns yet.
But he's playing like Northwestern State.
I get it. He ran for over 100 yards and a touchdown against Oregon this season. But I get you. Yeah, the competition's not there. He is plus 350. Travis Hunter minus 330. So after this
almost
Saturday, it's pretty much done.
Almost over. Because Cam Ward lost it when he lost that game to
Yeah.
Georgia Tech.
You done?
Yeah. Which he's going to be a fun guy to watch develop in the NFL.
I've never seen someone like him. Just so relaxed. Looks like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
though.
I think it's great.
Yeah. I think, because I was having a conversation with my friend Brian over the weekend about Travis Hunter, and I was like, he made a good point that he's a corner in the NFL, and then he plays like 10 offensive snaps where he's like the gadget guy, where it's like you could play him like they play Dion, right? Like Dion played like maybe like an average of like 5 to 7 offensive plays, but had plays developed.
Hardly ever on
really?
offense.
So it was hardly ever?
Yeah, he was never on offense, like return kicks and whatnot, but never, he was never lining up at wide receiver. But I don't know if he was as good as Travis Hunter. We never saw Dion play wide receiver.
Yeah. Because he's probably, I'm just guessing here, Travis Hunter's probably 6'1".
Feels tall, but I'll look it up.
I know, I was going to say, probably not. Probably like 5'11", 6 foot.
Yeah.
Because most
they list him at 6'1".
Okay.
There we go.
So he's about 5'11".
Exactly. That's so true.
Michael Beasley was 6'9" in college, and he was 6'10", almost 7 feet in college. He got to the NBA Combine and is 6'7".
He's 6'7".
What are we doing here?
Yeah, no, they lie about that kind of stuff, which is fine. I don't really care. It's, do you play big? And he plays big. You know,
he does.
He's a big time player.
Well, that's the thing too. You could say the same thing about Shedeur Sanders. Like he's not massively big, but he plays bigger than he is.
Yeah.
Cam Ward, same way.
Right. Does that translate into the NFL though? Can you be a smaller guy and play big? I don't know. I don't know if that, especially at the quarterback position, wide receiver position, why everybody's 7 foot tall now.
So Manning cast tonight's what we're watching?
Yeah, that's what I'll be watching probably tonight. Yeah. Yeah.
What's on the menu? Leftovers?
Yeah, whatever's left over probably.
I love a good leftover night.
Yeah.
No?
No, yeah.
Okay. We'll do it again tomorrow. Woo. McMorty, Bob Fesco, Dusty Likens, as we tell you every day that we do this show. Go do something nice for somebody you never know. It could change their day, week, month, or year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay safe, stay kind, and today, stay dry. Coming up next, Cody, Gold, and Drew from 10 to 2 on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty.
I just want to say how awesome it is to have Bob Fesco and Legend Likens on every morning to start my day. I freaking love you guys.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5 The Fan.
Starting Stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down. 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com, and I look forward to working with you.
Men, it's the holidays, a time of love and joy. But if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, the season can be tough on you. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you and your partner are experiencing struggles because of ED, change it up this year. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating your ED and restoring your relationship. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts at treating ED. And as a Promenic restorative health practice, we've literally seen countless thousands of relationships renewed across the nation. Plus, with treatments having success rates well over 90%, coupled with many treatment options, we can likely find the right one for you. You may even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us and give your partner the best gift you can give this season. A renewed, restored relationship. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.